Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Is this thing on?
It's on. Man's already painting.
Chair.
I ain't got time for you people.
Wow.
This is a comfortable chair, but it does not move. Like, it's so hard to move.
The chair.
Yeah, like the wheels don't work. So anytime
I just feel like
Yeah, the wheels don't. Is that the old mat chair?
Yeah. It's the one that Jacob was like, "Can I have this? It sucks. Can I have this?"
It's comfortable. It's because it's roomy, but it's yeah.
This is not
poorly
quite
assembled, I think.
It's a very cheap version of gaming chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is not made to really be. We can get you another chair. You don't have to sit there in the office hand-me-down, babe. That chair has been in every department in our company, I think.
Yeah. I think everyone in this building has that.
I'm glad that I never had to sit in it.
You didn't have to sit in it? You haven't had to sit in it yet?
No. Well, I mean, I've sat in the chair before, but I've never had to...
like, have it be your chair.
Lion, what's going on?
What's up, everyone?
Gabe's like, the wheels on that chair suck.
Yes, right?
Yeah, they do.
They're terrible.
I was wondering the other day when I was sitting in there why it wouldn't roll around. I was like, what's going on with this chair?
Tech Daddy. Welcome back.
Back for more?
Nope.
I thought he would have been like, yep, good thing I haven't hung out with that guy in 20 plus years.
All right. I think we're going to be looking at some like airbrush filtering on this snake now.
Oh God, here's the point in time where he screws it all up, chat, so take a screenshot.
I'm going to screw it up.
Wait, what are you going to do?
Some like
Screw it up.
Airbrush filtering on the snake.
Oh.
I think I screwed up.
Gonna mess it up.
Don't get me going like that.
Jason is addictive. Says Tech Daddy said you're addictive.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, that's
First he said he was a sucker for abuse. He left that part out.
All right, we're gonna be using some of this dark emerald. Let's grab some glaze wash medium. And
We are painting more Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name.
Yep. Oh my gosh, did you see that like super
Yeah, that guy
long...
wrote a huge story in Discord. Did you read it?
I didn't have time to read it.
It was so good.
I'm gonna go back and read it right
It
now.
didn't quite match my vision, but it was really good. It was awesome. Panic Bomb, what's going on?
I thought
but
it was
man,
hilarious.
okay, so yesterday was an amazing day because not only did we get the Percival Chevalier story in Discord written by one of our gracious followers, somebody sent us donuts today.
Well, did I tell you I know who it is? So, remember when I came into your office like the day before the new signature colors were going to be released and said there's somebody here who wants to buy one?
Oh, yeah.
And you said something like, yeah, tell him he owes us a sandwich or something like that. And so I went back and I'm like, all right, I can let you have this, but you owe us a sandwich. And he's like,
the person.
A sandwich? I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. Just, whatever. And that was that. But I'm pretty sure that's who it was because...
Well, somebody yesterday was asking if we like Bosa.
Right,
was that him?
But
yes,
before then,
probably.
they were asking what kind of sandwiches we liked.
Yes, because before the Bosa question, it was what kind of sandwiches.
And we didn't give them a good answer.
You gave terrible answers.
We gave them very bad answers.
And then
So it switched to something easier.
And
Do you like donuts?
And then we even talked about Bosa sandwiches.
Well, that's funny.
And it did not register to me one bit, but he did say something about, I have to give you a sandwich for bronze.
Which is exactly correct. Yeah.
And I was like, didn't even think about it. I thought about it this morning at like 3 a.m. when I woke up. I'm like, I bet that's who that was.
Red Zone, what is going on? Welcome.
Hello.
Long-time follower, first-time chatter.
First time caller. I am just pushing some further shadows to this snake.
Snake.
Still a little bit more work to do yet, but we're like pretty much there on the snake.
And I'm painting Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name.
I love that name. It's great. It's so wonderful.
It's such a good model. I'm having so much fun. I love having fun when I paint. Lion says, what did you think of Mobile Arms? I only watched a little bit because I had to go into a meeting, right? But it seemed kind of cool. I wish I would have stuck around or been there in the beginning of the stream. Black Site Studios is releasing a game called Mobile Arms, which is kind of a mech suit game. And it looked like it had like weapon systems that you plug in, kind of like X-Wing. Like you
neat.
choose a chassis and then you plug in modules for the weapons and stuff. It looks sort of like X-Wing-ish on the table. Looked like it might be neat. Deathspawn says, when is the D&D game starting? It's going to take a lot to get me to play D&D. Unless they build the entire world around Percival Chevalier, the Fifth, first of his name.
And then it'll be very easy.
At which point in time, I barely even have to show up and pay attention.
First of his name. That's my favorite part.
Huh?
Yeah.
The Fifth, first of his name.
The fifth first of his name.
That's why I was like, you got to put it on there.
Owls have very short attention spans, so they can't ever remember if there was another Percival Chevalier, but they're going to assume there had to be, because of how great they are. Hipster Gabe says he's got something brewing. As long as Philip plays too.
Where was that? That was in main chat, right?
What's that?
There it is. It's just way back.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of action over there.
A lot of activity.
Philip can't play. He's not allowed. What? They're going to post the vid on YouTube, Shivaj? Yeah. So, is it Chivanger? Because your name looks French. Or is it
Shyvenger.
Chyvenger?
It's Shyvenger.
I think it's Chyvenger. We've had this conversation before. Now that you said that, it's Chyvenger.
Yeah, Shyvenger. We like to try and be fancy.
Red Zone, I would like to ask, I'm planning on switching from Citadel to Pro-Acryl.
Okay.
What is the Pro-Acryl version of Xandri Dust and Ustabi Bone? Oh, I'm horrible. I'm horrible with Games Workshop stuff, so someone in chat will have to Google, or Jen can Google those color names and come up with a pick for you. We don't have direct correlation colors. We make our own colors for our kind of our own likes and not dislikes, but our own loves. So they might not have a direct bottle-to-bottle one, but you can mix it for sure. And awesome to have you. Glad you're thinking about switching over to Pro-Acryl.
Okay, so I've only read the first paragraph of the Ballad of Percival Chevalier the Fifth, and I love it.
It's well written.
Very well written.
Made me read to the end. I like it. But yeah, there is an application also called Paint Rack. Relapse says he's very picky about his alcohol. I love the alcohol part, Relapse. But no, he's not picky about his whiskey. He's a cheap bastard. He has to be a cheap bastard because the whole play here is he's like gutter trash owl, right? Who was like forgotten by his family, right? Because he was incapable of being anything. So he's complete gutter trash, right? Like I said, he switches his potions out for like Mad Dog 2020 and Night Train and really bad liquors, right? Or like the swill from people's glasses in the bar when the bartender's cleaning up.
Yeah,
he
somebody
goes
just like
and
leaves
dumps
a little
everybody's alcohol swill into a bottle, so it's just that's what he drinks. He has no morals, no moral structure at all. But he looks like this. He's this cute little avenging angel with a gutter mouth, right?
Gutter.
Smoker's breath. Everybody thinks he's cute until he talks. Panic Bomb, isn't it great though?
Relapse, this is amazing.
Isn't it?
It's so good.
Oh, it's so good. Relapse can write.
Even if it's not like your idea of the story, it's a fantastic story.
Oh yeah, it's a great
Very
story
written.
and well
I was
written.
an English
Relapse.
Teacher, you score top score on all 6 traits of writing.
Remind me to never write something for you, Jen, because it'll be horrible.
Red Zone says you were looking
Well,
at a good amount of the Reds, Browns, and Vince Venturella sets for World Eaters, but need a
do a lot
solid
of
color for
responding
bones.
to,
Yeah, so we
comments
just
and stuff, so I do
recently
read all of
in the we have all of our ivories, right? You can see kind of the feather color I'm doing around his eyes right now is done in this work up from like dark golden brown through the new using the new bone color, right? So bone gives us a nice darker beigeish kind of a color that then goes with ivory. Then we have bright ivories. We have red gray, which is an amazing color for basing bone. right? So we have a lot of those colors, and then, of course, you get into our dark shades, which are like dark umber, light umber, right? So in this family of colors, you can do bone any way you want to. We did a really quick deal using flesh wash and brown wash over the dark ivory color that came out with Ninjon's set, I believe. I don't know where it is. Somewhere. And just did black brown with dark ivory, and then washes, and then a dry brush of dark ivory again, you know, and just real quick down and dirty Aussie art bone going on. So there's all sorts of ways to do it with our line that are fast, and you don't have to mix a whole lot of color to get there.
Did you see? I was reading, so I was missing the comments that you were talking about. Did you see the for bones? You have ivory and the new bone color, or can you go into the burnt orange, ochre, yellow ochre, etc.?
You can go into any of the colors, right? I use burnt orange for the base for bone a lot of times. If I want a warmer color, for sure.
Dark golden brown is really good too.
Yeah, on this guy,
It's a
just
dark
for the
version.
teeth the other day, I used a yellow ochre wash and was just using bone. Based it with bone, right? Then did a yellow ochre wash and then went back over it with bone just to do those teeth on his necklace, you know, just really, really quick, right? So, just depends on what you're doing, right? What do you want it to look like? You want it to look like sun bleached because it goes more towards white when it's sun bleached. Do you want to make it look like it's dug up out of the earth? Then I do it like I did that Aussie arc with a little bit more warm color to it. Laylee, what's going on?
Hello.
Sapo, you can't find the video where we talk about the not oil wash. Well, we've got more testing coming. We have the new samples that we've got to get going. So we've got a thinner version of it, which I think you're going to really like, and then I've got the thick version of it that we need to be testing. So Jordan and I will be using that coming up here pretty soon on stream.
I have some models prepped and ready for it too. Just gotta mix up some paint for it. Perfect. Perfection.
Percival is the kind of owl that puts out his smokes in your mom's morning tea, then kisses her goodbye. Yes. Except he forgets the kiss part. You're making a petition for a D&D game. I said Hipster says he's got it going, but he hadn't spoken to me about it. So I assume it's going to be some sort of a surprise thing. You thought it was out and you missed it? Nope. I wasn't happy with the thickness of it, so we're going with a thin version. Plus, we added some matte to it, so it's not quite as satin when you get it dry. Like oil washes become very satin. So we're trying to see if how much we can get away with matting it down without breaking its open time. There's a lot of chemical interactions when we're doing matting agents that require it to get less open, and it stays workable for like 5-10 minutes. And acrylics don't do that. So we've had to do some magic there. Without just dumping a bunch of glycol in it, which makes it never dry, right? And makes the pigment do weird things. So we think we've got a hit. So we'll be playing around with it on stream in the coming weeks. Going to be giving people big Go Bag Evo envy later today, Wad. Having a hobby hangout at your buddy's house. Awesome. They are not going to understand when you set that beast down. Be like, what are you moving in? And then you'll unzip it. Be like, ooh. That's usually the reaction. So.
No shard. We don't give those away too often.
Which ones?
The Go Bag.
Oh no, we definitely do not
We
give
don't
those
do-
away very
we don't
often.
do
Give away a
giveaways.
couple.
We
Not too
have
long
given
back.
away a couple.
Jen got mad at me.
We don't do that very often.
Jen got
Yeah,
mad at
Jen's
me.
like, we do not do that very often.
We don't do that very often.
Which is why
You guys stick with Team
Shard.
Jason. You stick with Team Jason. Don't worry. There'll be a day where Jen
he's
has an
all about
important
the
engagement to
Team
go to and she won't
Jason.
be here. We'll figure out a way.
Well, it's
I'll
a good
figure
thing
out a way.
I'm around all the time now.
Who loves you? Dad loves you. Okay.
Dad loves
Oh,
you.
this is the dad
my
versus
gosh.
mom.
When you talk to mom's like, oh, these accidents.
That's always the way it is.
You were an accident. But dad still
the,
loves you.
The dad is the one that says that kids are an accident, but he's the fun one that gives them all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Dad lets us have chocolate cake.
Dad is great.
Great. He gives us chocolate cake.
Oh shoot, I forgot to do something. I gotta run back to my desk really quick.
Bad giveaway.
Bad giveaway. It's time, everyone.
I told you. Chat.
All the
Stick with
bags
Dad.
better be here when I get back.
Stick with
All
Dad.
the bags better be here when I get back. I'll make sure we don't give bags away, Jen. All right, let's do a bag giveaway. Let's go.
Let's go.
I don't want to risk the wrath of Jen.
Jen's a pushover.
The people who you should fear the wrath of the most are the nicest of the people. You don't want to make nice people mad. Because that kind of wrath is...
Do not mistake my kindness for weakness.
Yep. Alright. Getting on to this Dark Sea Bend now.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
As your irises turn green. Mom, did you want a boy or a girl? What Mommy wanted was a back rub.
Oh my god. Oh,
That's
my
classic.
gosh.
That's classic right there.
Wow.
What Mommy wanted was a back
Holy
rub.
cow. Wow.
T. Schmidt, what's going on, man?
Hopefully we can make your headache go away, T. Schmidt.
Drewski, speaking of giveaways, you sent me a message on Discord. Why? Why?
Huh?
You should message Jordan.
What? Drewski.
You're nursing a headache? No!
Oh yeah, you can talk to me.
Oh, Dad, I don't like going to Mom's house.
field
Can I
those
live
sort
with
of
you?
questions.
Yes, you can live with Dad. As long as you can sleep in one of these chairs over here. I hate it when Mom and Dad fight. Why do most base sets come with black and white, but you never use them? I mean, black and white are great colors. Why would you never use them? They're great mixers. They're not colors we tend to use by themselves as often as you would think. Ski is headed to Arizona later this month. Awesome.
Nice. Welcome. Ahead of time. It's hot here.
It's a surprise. Shh, I've already said too much in a public place. Wait a minute. Is this tapped? Is this thing on? Are we being watched?
Yes.
Damn it. Oh, damn it. Well, damn it. But I don't want to be watched.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
We didn't give any bags away.
Except for two.
Talk to him about it, not me.
Except for those two. Baby J just threw them at the crowd.
Whoa! No. We did not do that. Hey, I thought I was supposed to be driving the bus around here.
He said high fives in chat. First two. Free go bags.
Don't be throwing me under the bus like that.
Relapse. Percival is the kind of owl that farts at the bar and blames no one. Exactly. He didn't hide behind anybody. He didn't even say, excuse me. It just happens. He looks around, and if anybody gives him dirty looks, he's like, everybody farts. Everybody farts.
Oh, T. Schmidt, is it a new glasses headache? That's a bummer.
A little bit of black brown on the irises. Percival Chevalier, first of his name.
Skis coming to Arizona?
Yep.
For vacation? Or is he moving here?
Vacation, I think?
I didn't ask these questions. He said that he'd be out Arizona way later this month.
Yeah.
So I just left it at that.
Oh.
Unclear.
I would assume probably out on business. He works for like a whiskey distributor.
Oh, does he? Did you already answer the question about when will there be some more of the quick video tutorials?
Like the shorts?
We do
Every
weekly.
week.
Yeah, we do them every week.
Do them every week. They're all on
do-
YouTube. YouTube. If you don't, oops, I guess I gotta be in the thing.
Do not worry. We very much enjoy doing those. Those are a very regular thing of ours. We did post one on Tuesday. Posted the bronze.
Oh, he's got an interview out here. Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
So maybe
That's
he's looking at
awesome.
new jobs. Thought he was working for some whiskey distillery down there. I don't know. Things change.
Things change.
Life changes. I don't know. I can't keep up with all you people.
I mean, heck,
Your crazy goings on.
I moved from Seattle to here. I don't know how that happened. But I'm here now.
Remember that drunken debauchery night?
Oh,
I don't, actually.
T. Schmidt said haven't had a ton of time to chat with him, but I think he quit his corporate job, slumming with us at the nerd store.
Nice.
I feel like that's living the dream.
Slumming.
Yeah.
Seems like
If you
Penthouse
like,
suite
yeah, if you
type
like
status
the
here.
if you like the people you work with, that sounds like a great job. To work at a nerd store.
that's, yeah. I work at a
Especially if
nerd
you're a
store, sort of. And all the
Sort
people-
of. Talking about sort of.
Okay, 100% exactly a nerd store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Sapo, if you've seen it like on Instagram, they're on Instagram. Like that, you don't have to go to YouTube. YouTube just has a tab called Shorts that you can see all of them all at the same time, or like in one right after the other. Whereas on Instagram and Facebook, they're interspersed between all our other posts. A little bit more hunting that you would have to do. But you do not have to go to YouTube if you don't want to.
Too many different platforms.
Got a lot
Our
of
stuff's
social
on all of
media.
them. So there you go. Pick your poison.
Pick your poison. Where would you like your poison, sir?
My bum.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Avian, hello.
Whoa. That needs a little bit of explanation. You know what? Don't
Oh yeah,
explain
that's
that.
true. Wad
You
makes a
asked
good
for it,
point.
here it
They're
comes.
probably all just in the Reels tab, and we don't. They're pretty much the only Reels we do. So, Wad Tomato, being all familiar with the Instagrams. And there they are. All in one place. What? You can't see us? Is that what you're saying?
Can't
Vivian
see
said,
ya.
I have an issue with Twitch. They don't want me to watch your paint dry.
What?
What do you mean?
That's not fair.
Twitch, let them watch.
Maverick, that's what I'm saying. So many fancy things. Oh. Well, do you not follow us? You're subscribed, right? So it should just show up in your notifications. Yeah, Twitch sometimes is
Weird.
bad with their notifying. Did I get the Discord notification? Are we actually on? Did I do it right?
We are on.
I mean, people are talking to us, so
It's live.
I would think so.
Oh, wait a minute. You hit the OnlyFans button.
Oh,
Oops.
wait. Is that a good
yeah.
thing or a bad thing?
There it is. Today at 2:03, it did go the notification.
I'm not sure that's a bad thing. Wait, maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know.
Percival's got an OnlyFans for sure.
Yeah.
An Owlnly
It's-
fans.
An OnlyFans.
Owlnly fans.
I bet it's real raunchy.
I mean, we've heard
It is
about
Percival.
this guy, so
Percival Chevalier the fifth, first of
first
his
of
name.
his name.
You have to respect it.
I love this model.
Which do you love more, the model or the story?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I thought. That was the right answer.
The Lily wants to know, is the Snake Lady based on a Frazetta painting?
No, it's named on a piece of art by was it John Jones, yeah.
Patrick.
Patrick J. Jones.
Yep.
I wanted to
Who
say
is
John
a
for some
very
reason.
Frazetta-inspired Vallejo, Frazetta, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It is very similar to, in a lot of ways, what you would expect from those types of paintings.
It is it's called The Sacrifice. It's by Mindwork Games, and it is available on monumenthobbies.com.
It is. Get yours.
He
while supplies
just
last.
looks like he could do no harm.
Right?
Indeed.
He's so
Except
cute.
he's very dangerous. He's a dangerous.
I'll bite your ankles.
It's a very
Christmas
dangerous.
Sushi said, love that owl hero. Now selling his bird bath water on OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
See, now you got my character down. What does he do when missioning? When there's not enough on the mission board at the pub, right? He's selling his bird bath water on OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So good. Who has a page?
That is so good, Wad. Chris, what's going on? Chris knocked it out of the park with our new commercial.
Oh my gosh.
Holy hell, if you haven't
if
seen
you're
it
not
yet,
in
it's
our
on
Discord.
this Twitch channel. If you go to not the live stream, but just our Twitch homepage, it's running on the Twitch homepage. It may not show when we're live.
No, it doesn't. I don't
It may
think.
not show when we're live.
Yeah. It's in our Discord, though.
Yeah, but go check out the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord,
yeah,
join our Discord and look in the HQ channel. That Owlboy is the bestest of boys until you piss him off.
Yeah.
He slices your Achilles with his letter opener. All right, so I got some eyeballs done. I could stand to have a little hint more yellow on them, so I'm going to go with some golden yellow. Ta-da!
Golden yellow.
Twitch is a trash fire. Let's not split hairs. Lately, I don't know what it is, but all these tech companies must be trying to vie for their own survival. Because boy, are they all changing stuff that didn't need to be changed.
Don't even
Don't
get me started.
Wait, what?
Holy hell. Every tech company we deal with is like making changes that you're like, are you retarded? Why did you do this? Did you consult with anybody that actually does business on your platform before doing this? Or did some new manager just determine they were going to leave their mark by making stupid suggestions?
Really, really rough times lately.
So weird. They're like, this platform works great. Let's change it.
Yeah, for no reason other than I believe it literally is management changing.
Yeah.
And new managers wanting to come in and leave their own personal mark because they feel like they don't want to, they're in a position of power now and don't want to just inherit somebody else's work. They have a better idea. But you can tell that none of them have ever done business before.
One time, this is from Relapse, one time Personal Chevalier V was mistaken for a cute, cuddly baby owl after stumbling out of an establishment hungover and penniless. Literally too lazy to say otherwise, he was taken care of by a lovely bluebird family for weeks until he was caught naked in the kitchen drinking cooking wine.
Okay, now you got it. Now you're talking my kindred spirit.
Your spirit animal. Percival
Is
Chevalier
Percy,
III,
is
the
Percival
fifth.
your spirit animal? I think he might be.
Well, the way Jason is talking him up, I think so.
Well, at least from an RPG perspective, this is the character I would play. For sure.
A shinobi owl.
Well, Tom said my spirit animal is an apathetic instant noodle cup.
I'm down. I'm with you, man. We can commiserate at the bar. Everybody with their fancy spirit animals. Mine's a cussing, debauchery-filled 18-inch tall owl
Owlet.
with a letter opener who's looking to hack your ankles off. Monument Hobbies, where all the miniatures have stories you can't imagine. We do pretty good at that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've had a whole scenario like Hank and Lydia.
Oh my gosh, Hank and Lydia.
You know?
Yeah.
The cannibalistic
Yeah.
family just trying to scrape by in the
And
post-apocalyptic wasteland.
What?
And the rebellious daughter
Yeah.
with her two love interests.
Yep.
What on earth is happening here?
That was
Gronk.
fun.
But she only pretended to love Gronk because
Yeah, Gronk.
it pissed her dad off,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
And because Hank didn't like mutants from the wastelands, and Gronk is a wasteland mutant, and so his daughter befriended Gronk and is
Yeah.
leading him down this path of betrayal
The daughter
because
had a
she
name
really
too.
loves the leader of the competitive tribe
Yeah.
that her father knowingly hates and openly is at war with. So she's stuck in this really bad love triangle of
Yeah.
doom for her. While Hank and Lydia, Lydia's bringing Hank's lunch to the battlefield,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're cannibals, and she's trying to keep him to she's trying to get him to slim down
Yeah.
a little bit. This was a great
They're
one.
meal prepping.
This was a great one. Yeah, she's meal prepping for Hank. There's a bunch of legs and arms. You'd have to see the models to understand, because it really makes a whole story once you look at them. Build things with stories.
Oh,
That's
wow.
exactly why. Hey, Relapse, you want to write for our game? It seems like you're into this.
Chuck the Meat Man, that's crazy.
Chuck said, we hired a new big boss in April, stomped hard to make his mark, did okay, 50-50. The Friday before Gen Con, he sent out 2-sentence email to the whole company saying he can't hack it and bailed. Just walked.
2 sentences.
What do you guys do?
That's crazy.
stomped hard to make his mark. That's the problem with upper
Yeah.
management changes, is that these people come in and want to put their ego into it as opposed to evaluating the business ego-less. Remove your ego, look at the business and see what provides for everybody in the business, right? And then once you hit that stride, whether it's keep the stride from the previous person going because it was working very well, then let your ego be the thing that stands tall at the end and says, I was able to keep things stable after we lost such a great asset to the company. And that makes you equal.
Yep.
Don't come in and say, scrap all that, they didn't know what they were doing,
Yeah.
you know? Because they were able to hire you, so they had something going on.
Yeah.
You know? It's idiocy, man. They looked at you and said, like, so you canceling vacation? Oh, no. Oh, that's why you couldn't go to Gen Con. I get it now.
Oh.
That sucks.
Yeah, that really sucks.
All right, gang, I think I'm far enough along on the face and features to start painting armor. Because the face is inset into the helmet, you want to paint the deep stuff first, then move to the outside stuff. Otherwise, you wind up messing things up. I think I got enough going on there. I like it.
They did not cancel their vacation. He said, this is a challenging moment, and I'm looking forward to seeing how you handle it.
That's
Now that's
awesome.
perfect.
That's awesome.
That
What a
is how
response.
you do things. Good on ya.
Yeah.
I have the feeling that Jason's taking notes for one day. I'm like, hey, Jason, here's the thing. He's just like, sounds like a challenging thing for you to figure out.
Well, wait, you can't go out of town. We don't know how to do this thing.
Well, you're smart.
Should have paid more attention in class. We got a good team around here, so the lovely thing for me is that I am being able to do more things and not have to be involved in 100%, and that's huge because we have people not unlike Mr. Baby J here
Hello.
who are able to function. I need my eyes. I was about to paint a model without my glasses.
What?
Chevalier's got me pumped. I'm thinning down a little bit of orange here and a little bit of heat in the feathers up at his brow. Not too much. Just a little.
Fabian said, Baby J tolerates me so he can stay.
What? I don't tolerate you. You're great.
He's lying.
Don't tell him I'm lying.
Oh, sorry. Dang. Wow. I like Chad. I'm sorry. I'm sticking up for him. I think it's a little backhanded and cheap.
Baby J tolerates chat, and he tolerates all of us here, so
Yeah,
I
there
think
was
we got to keep him.
one of the first things that Jason told me is like, look, if you come here, we're a little crazy.
Just a little.
Jen's the mean
He-
one,
he,
so
uh,
watch out. Don't take it
he
personal.
made this comment on more than one occasion before I came here.
Was he wrong?
No.
Right.
No. He wasn't even exaggerating.
A functioning Baby J, what are the odds?
Pretty good.
He came in this morning and was too super happy. So I've been mean to everybody in the office to offset his joy and exuberance today.
But not me. Although I think you thought I was possessed by a demon.
Yes. I flicked holy water on him a couple times. Hey, anyone in chat, can you tell me what color I can use with base khaki to make a super old bone color highlight?
Definitely.
You can use with a base of khaki. So you're basing bone with khaki, and then you want to highlight like an old faded bone. Ivory over khaki would get you there. It's going to be fairly bright, right? You can use dark ivory instead. If khaki's your base, you're already pretty bright, right? Because khaki is a fairly bright color. That's khaki, right? I like, for that color of bone, I got to be honest with you, I like dark golden brown into khaki. You can see how those play well together, right? And then you go into ivory off of that, right? That'll give you a really good old sun-faded bone, like bleached. But if you stick around here for long, we start painting from very dark bases. I mean, you can see we start painting from black primer.
Yeah, on both
and then
of
we
these
work
models.
our brightness towards our light sources so that we get a lot more depth and volume on the model by the time we reach our final highlight. So I don't usually start with a bright color. I start very dark, and then I start adding the bright color in if I'm doing mixes like that. And then eventually you can wind up with, you just have this. You know, you can just kind of mix those two together until you get to where khaki's your highest highlight. And then spot highlight with something like ivory. But totally up
Sapo
to
said,
you.
my D&D character is an agave dwarf named Jesus Eduardo Guerrero, a cleric who likes his herb a little too much.
His what?
herb.
His herb.
He smokes the herb.
The devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce.
He partakes of the herb.
Does he partake of the devil's lettuce? I'm not a smoker, so
I love these little stories.
I wouldn't be able
They're
to.
awesome.
Like, I'm not a smoker of anything like that. So for me, even a stretch is like a cigar smoking raucous owl. I got the raucous part down, but the whole like alcohol binging and
Yeah.
smoking, you
Yeah.
know, picking cigarettes up
Well,
off
that's
the
the
floor
thing
to
is that
smoke other
like
people's
these
cigarette
characters
butts.
are just like an alter ego that's nothing like you.
Oh yeah.
Is that kind of the objective? When
Oh, that's kind of the way it works. Yes.
Yeah.
At the end, they always have good intentions.
Do they?
Maybe. I said maybe.
You didn't start off with the maybe.
No, I didn't.
You finished with the maybe.
I finished.
A Red Zone said that makes a lot more sense. Thank you so much. That's usually how I paint my 40K models as well, dark into bright, but I've been pampered with brown or sepia washes as well.
Yeah, we have a brown and a flesh wash as well, so you can use those. Our washes work miracles. So we have basically a black, a brown, and a flesh wash. The flesh is like a sepia. A little bit more brown to it, I guess. Not quite as red as a sepia, but it depends on what you're using as to how it'll compare. But start with some Payne's Gray here. And Percival Chevalier, the fifth first of his name's armor.
Percival Chevalier the fifth.
The fifth first of his name.
Yep. What a wonderful character.
We don't single cheek it around here. We put both cheeks into our stories or none at all.
It's funny.
Red Zone said that's perfect. You guys have an overall better range than a lot of paints I've seen. I just haven't gotten my grubby hands on it to use permanently.
Awesome.
Well, have you checked our store locator to see if there's a store near you, or maybe you already know there is a store near you?
The Lely.
The Lily wants to know, what is your favorite color to use for a black armor?
Black.
And he's not lying.
And then followed with, I like Payne's Gray. And I like using pale yellow with Payne's Gray to build it up. But you could use, like, khaki. You could use... Obviously, mixing these in, you're not just going, like, 1, 2, 3. You're mixing a gradient between all these colors. But I like to use a lot of color when I paint with black.
Yeah, so grays, blues, greens.
So, this is a good example. And you want to think about, like, what materials that you're painting with, too? Or that you're painting, I should say. So, like, the shiny, glossy armor is going to have, like, really, really dark shadows. And then it's going to go up to a really soft highlight of color. And then a very quick, bright transition to the brightest color. And then your softer materials that are not quite as reflective, like this cloak, will have a much more gradual transition, and they won't be nearly as bright.
I have a bunch of Marines, but I want flat black armor, no super shiny Marines.
Yeah, I mean, you could do something kind of like this. You could use less blue if you wanted to. You could use grays. The problem is when you use like black into gray, it can look really flat and really boring. Adding a little bit of color, even if it's just like a minute amount, adds a little bit more of that like lifelike feel to it to stop it looking monochromatic. So like he's got a lot of color in his black armor there. It's closer to monotone, but it's got that bluish hue to it, so it keeps it looking really nice. He's also got really nice, beautiful shadows as well.
Just depending on how gritty you want it. You know, I don't do as bright a shine when I want dulled out like Death Company, and then when I do this Raven Guard, I do a little bit more shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's totally up to you. But both of them use a lot of blue in the highlights just to make the black have more depth. If you just use black and grays, like Jordan was saying, it gets a little flat. Which can work great for cloth, but not so much so with armor. A little bit of blue helps for that, you know, sky reflection kind of feel. It doesn't have to be as prominent as making it seem that way. You know, you're not talking about doing sky earth. I've done like, you know, the dark plum on this because my blood angels themselves all use the Payne's gray and dark plum as portion of how the models come together across the army. So I've tried to put some dark plum even on my black armor as kind of a earth tone reflection or something on the black to pull it all together. But black with blue works really, really well, but greens are fantastic too. There's a whole world for you. My Dark Angels for Heresy are done in this super, super dark green. You can see how on like this pauldron and area back here where I've done more of the black, less of the green, that you could do it that way too with just a hint of green in it. So if you just look at this side of the model, that could be black armor as well, right? This side has more of the green highlight on it because I've just done a very quick zenithal style lighting on these guys so that I can get them done pretty fast.
Did you see Lily said I like the Raven Guard one more, I think?
Yeah, the Raven Guard one is a methodology that we have, and there's also a video on YouTube on me doing this guy. It's called From Like Rough to Awesome Black Armor. It shows how I do my hand sketching of blacks and grays to get my lighting placed, and then we take transparent black mixed with transparent blue and airbrush it downward, and then transparent black mixed with transparent red and airbrush it upwards to give a little bit warmer shadow and cooler top. And it works out really well. Super fast to do. I think it took me longer to do all of the like non-metallic black shoulder trim and red shoulder trim and stuff than it did to actually paint the model, the bulk of the model, you know. To YouTube's I go.
Doing a little bit of color shifting on the skin. Just some very light glazes of warm brown. You can see I'm kind of going back and repainting some of this legs. There was some weird splashes of color on there that I wasn't careful enough to avoid. That's a shame on me for doing that.
Shame. Boom. We need a bell.
Have a bell on here.
I am not walking naked through the streets. Thank you very much.
Oh, you didn't read that part of the contract?
Oh, I'm not doing it.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
I'd have to have a very, very compelling reason why to do so.
I mean, you're ashamed.
That's not compelling enough.
Oh.
Wonder if we're gonna have a full house again this afternoon after 4 o'clock.
Oh, it is Thursday.
It is Thursday, yeah.
I have no idea what day it is.
You asked me yesterday
It's the
like
day
2
where
or
you
3
do the
times.
Things. That's all I know. What is today? You do things. It's the day we make the donuts.
We didn't make the donuts today. We received them today.
Oh, that's actually true. We got brought donuts today, so.
Lily, we do. There's the link.
I mentioned how much I love this model.
Yes. Yes, you have.
I have not enjoyed a model this much in a long time, and I've been enjoying all the models I've been painting. That should say something. This is a fun-ass model. It's just he's so cute. I don't like cute models. What is happening to me? Am I getting old?
Jen, what's happening to him?
I mean, he's getting old, so.
He's getting old. Oh, man.
Well, we all are. That's
Cora's
not a
treadmill
lie.
showed up today.
Huh?
Cora's treadmill's
Yes,
here.
it did. Jason bought Cora a treadmill.
He's very excited about it,
He's
chat.
so excited about this.
She's gonna hate it. She's gonna be like, I don't know what the hell you were thinking, Dad. All those dogs on the internet, they were paid to act like this was fun.
It's fair.
Dances with Cats wants to know what the owl model is, and I can't remember.
It's called a Strig Knight from Hit Point Press.
Hit point. Like it was a word that I didn't know.
It's about as big as my thumbnail, and it's the cutest thing ever. And we have a whole story about this guy. This is Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. And he is a drunk, carousing, cursing, swill drinking, bar brawling mess of an adventurer.
Chuck,
But he has good
we'll
heart.
get your question in just a sec. Jason's got to just tell the story.
But he has good heart. So, and this is, when I saw it, right, I had this poster to look at the entirety of Gen Con, right? This poster was like 10 feet tall, 8 feet tall, and I stared at this, at that point in time on the poster, he was probably 3 feet tall of the poster.
Well, they also had like an actual, like...
Yeah, they had a big print or something of it, a big carving of it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
did.
see that because it was over on the other side by the models
Yeah.
until I went to get the models. And then I found out he comes in a set box, and so I bought the set box. It has 5 other bird adventurers in it too, but none of them are Percival Chevalier,
No,
the fifth
definitely
first
not.
of his name.
Well, Lily said you should have given him a name that spelled out hoot.
So I don't know where you come from, but Percival Chevalier is not a common trope to be toyed with. He is very serious. And he drinks a lot of alcohol.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Don't forget, he is first
In
in
our
his name.
Discord, Lily,
And he
it's
has
worth
an
it just to go to our
OnlyFans.
Discord and in the main chat. You're gonna have to scroll back to yesterday afternoon, because Relapse, was in chat earlier, I'm not sure if he's still here, wrote a little story about Percival Chevalier the Fifth, and it's amazing.
Don't forget, he's first of his name. It must be said.
It was, yes, that
It must
wasn't
be
part of
said.
the story. Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name.
It's arguably the most important part.
Question from Chuck the Mead Man. I'm new to the Pro Curl world and not a very experienced painter.
Okay.
Can you help me understand where the transparent paints fall between regular paint and washes?
So the transparent paints are, the best way to think about it without getting overly scientific for you is that they are acrylic paints. They are just like normal paints. They are single pigment, right? And when using single pure pigment like that, most pigments, 99% of them, are very translucent. You can see through them. We have to add other pigment to make pigments opaque in most cases, in good paint. And so when we just did the transparents, they're meant to be somewhat see-through so that they can be used in more variable ways. They are still super intense with their pigmentation. So if I were to put blue transparent, you know, over a base color, that color would now be blue with just a small hint of what it was originally. But it would still allow a little bit of the color to show through. But they thin down aggressively. So you can put, 90% thinner in with the transparent paints and get tremendous results. So then you can start using them for things like washes. You can use our glaze and wash medium to turn them into contrast paints. A good example is this model right here, right? Which was painted all with, other than the tongue, which is bright yellow-green, and the little horn and claw bits, which are done with our ochres and browns and ivories and stuff. The rest of the model is all done with transparent paints over a zenithal highlight, much like what people refer to as slap chop, but it's just, underpainting, right? All of this is all transparent paints, and they just thin down, put over the top of black and white, and then they maintain their coloring while also adopting the value, the darkness and the brightness, so to speak, of the zenithal highlight that you put on the model. And then you can highlight them back up and do whatever you want to with them. They mix well with the regular paints. They don't give a weird sheen. They're fairly matte. So they work really, really great. They are the most versatile paint in our entire lineup for what they can accomplish.
That's very true.
You can paint entire models with them by doing things like that, by painting over a base of black, white, and gray highlighting. You can mix them in with other colors. So you can take, Jen loves to take magenta and put red transparent in it to get a really, really cool, hot pink kind of color. So they can accentuate other colors. You can put blue transparent inside of our base blue to make it even more punchy. You can mix them in with one another to get any color under the sun of transparent. We've got a white and a black, so you can tint, tone, and shade your transparents to get literally millions of colors out of them. So. Lately says, do y'all paint any 3D printed models too? Sure. Whenever we find some that are cool. Technically this is Cyocast, So it's cast resin, so not quite the same. But what was the last 3D printed thing that I painted?
Your Blood Elves. Or your Blood Angels.
Oh yeah, my Blood Angels. The two Blood Angels I showed you are 3D printed.
Yep.
These guys are 3D printed. They have plastic GW bits on them too. Like all the actual Blood Angels bits and stuff are all plastic, but for the most part, these are 3D printed. We did the Mother Love and Paint Party in 2021, and all of the Mother Love and Paint Party miniatures are miniatures that we 3D printed right here in our own print lab. Right? So Ephria, all of the models I painted for the paint party are our own design and prints. All of these are 3D printed.
Leila, you can post it in Discord, for sure. And if you want Jason specifically to look at it, just tag Slowfuse. And Chuck, did you, a couple questions for you. Did you order directly from us? And when did you place your order? Because if you'd like to add something to it and you ordered from us, we can definitely do that if you, Jade has the transparent set, but if you need one of your own, we can add to your order if it hasn't been shipped yet.
These things can be fixed.
Nice enough to share, but yet he felt like he had to buy his own, right? Is that what you guys were saying? That's so awesome. Oh, okay.
Hello, Jade. How goes it?
And yeah, I want my own stuff. It's nice to have your
That's
own
so
stuff.
good. I mean, they're right there. You can steal it from her. Gonna take some Dark Sea Ben.
Dark Sea
From
Ben.
the Ben Comets latest signature set.
I feel like that name is always going to make me laugh.
Dark Sea Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to start working up our Payne's Gray. Dark Sea Ben.
I like Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. I think he's adorable. I don't like birds, so the rest of that set is a big no for me. Like, this guy I think is adorable, and it made me realize that I probably don't have the same feelings about owls as my displeasure with birds is that they're unpredictable and they fly at your faces and things like that. So, no birds, but owls seem a little bit more mellow to me.
Yeah, they do a little bit less of that weird craziness.
Yeah. Maverick Mini said, "Am I mistaken, or have I seen these scales before?"
Oh, don't remind me. We have indeed seen these scales before.
I don't have any problem with mushrooms. I like them on my pizza.
They're great on pizza.
They don't scare me. I don't eat the ones that you find like in the grass after a rainstorm, though.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Who knows where those came from and what they would do to you?
I know where they came from. You have cats in your neighborhood?
I was Googling, I don't know if I told you this, I was Googling how to prevent cats, like neighborhood cats, from pooping in your yard.
Mm-hmm.
And they have motion sensing, like sprinklers
That spray.
that spray the cat with water because they don't like that. So
That'll get the dog too, though.
I know, that's the only thing.
And she'll love it.
Yeah, she would just go.
She'll never get her
she,
egg.
she never
She'll
come
learn
in the
that she
house.
can run around and get sprayed with water, and she'll never come in the house.
She already wants to just go stare at the wall.
He wants to go and stare at the wall.
She stares
She
at
knows
the wall.
that the neighbor's pets
the
are over
neighbor's
the wall.
dogs are over there, and they bark and they make noises, and
Oh my
she'll just
gosh.
stand there like she can see through that brick wall.
Maybe she can't. Maybe that's her superpower.
Maybe.
Your dog is hilarious.
She's pretty funny.
Red Zone, awesome. Red Zone said, "Thanks, Monument Hobbies. I've already been on the site, brainstorming with the paint chart and watching videos simultaneously for the colors I'm looking for and adding to my cart as we speak."
Excellent.
You are
We
awesome.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And
Giving
you're
us
gonna
a
love 'em.
chance. Enjoy. We, as you can see, we paint with them 5 days a week here. So if you ever have a question, you can come direct to the source, talk to us about what it is you're trying to do. We can tell you how we might do it. Chat, both here and in Discord, are fantastic. Well, I'm not going to say they're fantastic people. They get big heads. Then their hats don't fit. Then they start acting out. But most of chat are pretty cool. And they give a lot of really good, helpful ideas as well. So we've got a good community here. And regardless, this goes for all of you, whether you're hobbying with Pro Acryl and Monument products or not. We just want you hobbying. So feel free to ask questions, even if you're not painting. Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. I love this model.
It's so funny. The name is like the best part for me.
Darksea Ben and Payne's Gray, tremendous. Too good.
All right. Now we're getting to those scales to the right place. I smoothed out all the blends I was doing the other day with the airbrush. So now I'm just putting in the really stark highlights, and then we're pretty much done.
I think I'm going to go the khaki route today.
Khaki.
Yeah, khaki with Darksea Ben to do my steel.
Ooh.
I like that he has some good warmth in his feathers already, so I'm just going to continue that feel.
Oh.
What'd they do? What? This came from El Noveno Reno?
Yeah, the guy that lives here dropped it off.
Gorm.
That's cool.
It's one of the Jose da Vinci models. He just released some a set of busts. Nice.
That's really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I hope you said very big thank you.
I did.
That's a fun skin project. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
devil skin.
Oh yeah.
Reminds me of the guy from Legend.
Lily, I think penguins are adorable. Yeah, penguins don't bother me at all. For some reason, I don't lump them into the bird category.
Well, they're not going to
owls.
flap
I know they are
and
birds, but
jump in your face.
huh?
They're not going to flap, do weird
Exactly.
things, and jump in your face, right?
Exactly. When I was an elementary school teacher, we had I don't know, one of the wildlife parks, zoos, local here, brought penguins to the school.
They brought penguins.
They
to
brought
school?
penguins. I think 2. And
Wow.
yeah, so the kids are all, I taught 3rd grade. They're all sitting on the floor. And then we're in the cafeteria, and they all of a sudden these 2 little penguins come walking in. It was so cool.
That's amazing.
Penguins have a lot of personality.
Yeah. Oh, teach me. Yeah, I don't have a problem with mushrooms. Just the birds. Birds. Mm-mm.
Ugh, this model.
You are just loving that model.
I
over
gotta
there.
tell you, man, this model is so fun. Number one, it's about an inch tall, so everything you do makes it get closer to finish, which is
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
for me. I'm a lazy ass painter, and so paintings. I found my new calling. I'm only painting things an inch tall, so I'm back to 25 millimeter models, guys. Sorry, bolt action all day, every day now. But yeah, it's just hilarious how fun this model is. Not only that, but because it is just such a departure from the standard fantasy sci-fi stuff that I do. The anthropomorphic owl is really cool.
I've painted some really, really cool anthropomorphic, like, cute monster things. All of them have been a blast to paint. Painted some dogs that were really, really cute.
Oh yeah, the Dungeons and Doggos. Was it those?
I did
No.
one of those.
Yeah, Jen did one, like a little wizard.
That was the
dog.
first and maybe last time I did non-metallic metal.
Oh yeah, it was. You did gold.
Yeah.
So here I've just put a little bit of khaki, ever so slightly, into my dark sea bin. And I just use that as a way to come and start finding my edges, where I know I'm going to have light reflection. Because it's not too big of a jump from the dark sea bin and the Payne's gray. You can be fairly heavy-handed with it as you sketch. You don't have to worry if you get a little too much on there because it's very easy to tone back down with the darker colors if you need. But you can see it starts setting up the volumes like on the shoulder here. And on the chest.
Jordan, you're kind of out of frame.
Oh, sorry. I'm getting all zoned in on the scales.
Scale jail.
Scale jail. Doesn't feel like scale jail today, which is good.
That's good.
As I near the finish line on the scales, I get more and more excited to just get them to a point where I can say, these are done.
God, he's so short. His legs are so short, I can barely get a brush in there. I'm like, why am I not being able to paint this? Oh, yeah. Because that's like a quarter of an inch. Elevator Reno, thank you so much for the model.
Hello!
Aaron, I hope you're doing well, if that's you. So this is one of those steps that starts throwing people. How do I make particular shapes fit their shine? And you have a sphere for the head, so it's going to get this bright shine line around the crown of the head, which is this bend where the radius goes up to the top. We just want to feather towards the top of the head. Always keeping the brush strokes moving towards the top.
Phantom
so.
of Truth. Sorry, go ahead and finish. Is he done? Phantom of Truth, thank you so much. We were like, what
The
is
Bosa
this?
Ninja.
Donuts, Bosa, so awesome. I have to tell you that yesterday when you were asking about sandwiches and you said sandwiches for bronze, did not even register. About 3 o'clock this morning, I woke up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what that was all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That
the
was
donuts
awesome.
were
enjoyed.
awesome. We loved them. Yes, and there were plenty. Plenty to
It
go
definitely
around.
put a smile on a bunch of
Yes.
faces this morning. So
Yeah, the crew was super
awesome.
happy about that. Lumberjack Tim, hello.
Phil came running back. Somebody brought us donuts.
There's donuts. Small things are big things. Well, we very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
El Novato Reno said, "You're welcome. That mini is in the perfect hands to be painted." I think you'll do a
Talking about
great
you
job.
or talking about me?
Me?
Talking about you or is he talking about me?
I don't know. Who?
Now you're gonna make us
Who's
fight
painting
for
the
it.
thing?
You're gonna make us fight for it.
I don't know. It's
Phantom though, seriously, thank you.
pretty cool model. Yeah, thank you so much.
And there was a Boston cream, which is my favorite.
That is Jen's favorite. So you win hearts
And
by
Gabe's.
having a Boston cream.
And
in
I
there.
think Gabe got one
Gabe
too.
got one. Yeah, he stole one. And then Philip was like, "Do not eat that second one."
Phil is a hero that we
Phil
don't
knows.
deserve.
Phil protects my Boston cream donuts for me. He's a good one to have around when on donut days.
Hughes, can you please show me some ways to use petroleum bound other than oil stick? Pretty please. Oh boy, you did a rant on the Discord, man. You remember that,
Oh, Tim.
as a company, not all of our paints work the same. Transparent paints, use it like a transparent, right? Transparents aren't opaque. I'll bust some out here. I don't know that I have a model where it's really going to make sense.
Might actually be a great color for the base on this.
Based on what?
On the Snake Lady.
Oh. It's a...
Because it's got that, like...
Both of the gloss paints are meant as effects and filters because of the way they thin. They thin more like transparent. So the same way we say a transparent is intended as a filter and not a base paint, same thing for these. They have a, because they're single pigments, they have a very low opacity, comparatively speaking. They're still fairly opaque compared to like watercolors, obviously, but they are not going to give you a chunky opacity where you can just base coat over black, you know. Something up here. Let's see if I got something. What do I got that I can use? We have our demo mech. This guy's a patchwork of ruddy awesome. Right. So let's just say I wanted to bake some shadow in and wanted the shadow to get a lot of warmth with the brown. Then I can take the petroleum brown, work it into my shadows. You don't want a ton of moisture on your brush. You will notice very quickly how much using a gloss paint starts to feel like a watercolor very, very quickly as you add water to it. Right, but you can see how instantaneously I get good end-to-end coverage over my base here, and can start doing shadow filtering as I need to if I want a nice warm shadow. Right. But also, if I do leave a lot of water on my brush, how I can do, just kind of almost like pen washing, right? I can come in here and put it around an area, clear my brush, just get water back on the brush, right? And then just
Soulwave
kind of
Studios,
streak
thank
that.
you for the raid. We didn't get an alert. Or
Hello,
maybe it hasn't come
Soulwave
in yet, but
Studios.
thank you for the raid.
And then I can just kind of take my brush, thin that out, and start getting like almost like a streaking grind, like what you would expect out of a more enamel-based product, right? Right. So without having to do a wash, I can just place stuff where I need it, which is really the goal of the petroleum brown. Be able to hit in like that. Not everybody wants to just slop the model with color when doing a wash and weathering. Sometimes you want to be able to be a little bit more precise, right? And then you can either finger blot it to blend it in, or feather it with a wet brush. Break the lines up. Welcome, everybody. Soulwave. Hello.
We are working on some fun, fancy models. Well, you're doing a demo right now.
Can it be used as a normal paint, though? So, Tim, I don't... That's a how long is a piece of string question. No, petroleum brown is not a base coat. So if what you're looking is for an opaque color to base a particular color of brown, like I said in chat, do warm brown and black brown together, and you'll get a very similar color for just painting dark brown. It is never going to give you, like let's see, if I just grab a dry brush that doesn't have any moisture on it and go over to my pile of paint there, and I pull a line, right?
The Morgan.
Right?
That's huge.
So
I've
it's
not
a
seen that one,
transparent
though.
paint, basically. like an effect paint. If I grab the crimson, which I have out here someplace, I have got I'm at the point where someone needs to literally come bonk me on the head because I have too many paints out on my desk and don't know where any of the ones I need
We
really
just
are.
reorganized everything.
Well, and then I started painting.
Jason.
Does that say sausages?
It's huge, right?
This is huge.
You didn't understand what 1/10 meant.
No.
Yes. Gabe's walking in here with a Morgan 1/10 statue.
It's
Right.
it's like
It's huge.
bigger than your head, Gabe.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it's literally like human head size. Like if I put it on stream
that's
and
what
we
I'm.
back the camera all the way out, you might fit her on here. No. Right?
I'm painting that for my grandmother.
That's
For
That's my
crazy.
hand for reference.
That's
She is much larger than my thumbnail,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whereas Percival Chevalier, the first of his name,
Oh my gosh.
defender of all,
Y'all realize that I have one of these on the docket to paint
for his grandmother.
for my grandmother.
This is great.
It also weighs 80 pounds.
Super heavy.
Yeah, shipping that down there. I might have
That's
to
an
take it
awesome
with
model.
me.
That
Right.
model is available on monumenthobbies.com for anyone who wants one of their own.
There may be one. There might
Yeah,
only be
that's
one.
true.
I think we're down to the last one. It's been a big hit. And then same with the crimson, right? If I pull the crimson, notice how it also, even though being a darker color, it also gives me a very big translucence right out of there. The crimson will probably base a little bit better if you needed to go over it, but you're going to have to go over, mid-tone colors, right? A couple layers of crimson will get you there. If I go back, I ran out of petroleum brown. I didn't put much on my palette here.
So, wait, was it supposed to say sausages? I wasn't sure if it was like a word that I just didn't.
If I go back in with petroleum brown, right, I just do a heavy layer. See, it's going to take a lot of petroleum brown to get me to any kind of opacity to take advantage of that color. But black brown and warm brown will get you that color if that's what you're looking for to base with. A couple of passes will give you really, really good accent coloring for effects or just general painting. So when you say, is it a normal paint? Yes, it's a normal paint, but it is not going to be opaque, right? The same way transparents won't ever level up to being opaque, same thing with these two. They're just also high gloss finish. Well, not high gloss, I just call them gloss. Blood, oil.
What Tomaton said, I feel like if you have a measuring instrument, the question of how long is a piece of string is pretty easy question to answer.
No. No. Measuring how long any given piece of string is, you've missed the point. Full of glue fumes. Wait a minute. What were you doing on stream? I think that goes against terms of service always.
Jay, do you have the big Morgan statue? Is that what you were saying that you love? She's beautiful.
Yeah, Jade, I think, was the one who ended up swapping it out for the bigger one at the show.
Oh,
any
at Gen
clear
Con.
medium will
so, yeah.
thin paint, Tim. Yeah. The same way the matte medium, you can use the glaze wash medium right now is very matte, and you can add it into paints. It will lower opacity just by its general nature of not having its own pigment base. So yeah, anytime you add a clear medium into another paint, you're going to wind up lowering opacity. How much depends on how much medium you add in, right? So you can gauge that. A little bit of matte medium by itself, the matte varnish that is, will go a long way. So if you're trying to like matte a color out, you don't have to thin it too much in that process to get it to lose a lot of its shine.
So I said, well, the new GW Cerastus Knight is fully posable, so there's lots of glue needed to get the pose right.
Oh, yeah.
At least that's my excuse.
That thing looks really cool.
It's huge.
Well, it's the same size as the other one.
I know. I never realized for a long time how large that thing was.
Yeah, they're bigger than the normal knights.
By like 50% taller.
No, it's not quite that bad, but we've got them over in the case, and you can
Yeah.
see them next to one another. It depends. If you pose it standing straight up, it looks a little dorky, but it does get pretty tall. It's too lanky, those Cerastus Knights.
Tim wants to know if it would be better to just brush it over to tone down the shine.
Oh yeah, if you don't want to thin the paint, just put the matte medium. You can put like glaze wash medium, right? You can paint it directly on a model and matte it down. You don't have to wait on the matte varnish if that's what you're trying to do. You can put a gloss paint on and then use the glaze wash medium to matte back over it. That works pretty well.
Alright, I got the leg mostly fixed up here. The scales are looking really good.
There's someone here named Malev Flo Shinobi saying bunch of hobby nerds in the chat.
Yeah,
Malev.
well, you can't trust anybody who thinks they're a ninja.
I mean, what if they really are a ninja?
Unless they really are a ninja, at which point in time we may have just pissed him off. Hide!
Yeah.
Everybody hide!
I'm like,
Malev, what's going on, man? Bunch of hobby nerds.
real ninjas be ninjaing over there.
Malev, I'm painting my favorite model of all time.
And I'm in scale jail.
Percival Chevalier the Fifth, the first of his name. He's this big. Cutest model on the planet. And it is my RPG character. For those of you that may not know Malev, Malev is an amazing painter. Great lover of our brand. Great friend to the channel. Has been for a long, long time. Make sure to click on that man's name. Give him a follow. Show some love next time you see him streaming. Also
Our
now,
awesome
game developer
monumentals.
extraordinaire. Ninjas are probably not the most trustworthy people. Sneaky and stabby folk they be. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Malev said, I follow true shinobi teachings, but just for infiltrating hearts and stuff and being friends. Nothing malicious.
Nothing malicious. That's exactly what a malicious ninja would say.
Exactly.
Feel free to turn your back to me.
Percival Chevalier, 100%. Put a drop of thinner on your best mini and smoked your last bud.
Oh my gosh.
He is not a upstanding character, Percival Chevalier. He wanted to be.
Did he?
Maybe. But he blames his family.
I don't know if he did. I'm not convinced he was trying hard enough. He's
Maybe not.
not
Effectively
a
Wild, thank you for the follow.
Maybe
not
not.
an outstanding kind of guy.
Yeah, maybe not.
Thank you, Effectively Wild.
Maybe not.
Alert's not working again.
Alerts no longer working.
Well, I didn't do it.
They worked
Gabe,
yesterday.
it's Gabe. He came in here and touched things.
Gabe. It's all Gabe's fault.
Gabe made it so that we could hear them.
And then he touched other
And then
things.
he touched other things and now we can't hear them anymore.
Yeah.
Are they happening in chat?
No, well, I mean, I can see the Streamlabs, but I don't hear the alerts.
Oh.
Oh, it's because of the TV?
Oh, the TV. Yeah, I told you it was Gabe's fault. You didn't?
I was coming.
I'm coming.
Killing Time Painting said, have alerts ever on Twitch ever worked properly?
Every now and then.
Hi.
Hi, Gabe.
Hello.
I'm getting myself a wireless mouse because that one is too short.
I think it's just getting hot.
Good old Gabe. Coming in, fixing problems.
Gotcha.
Making more. Don't fix
now-
them.
But now when
Then make
they
it
come in
more.
to watch the TV,
Yeah, I feel like Gabe knows how
That'll
to
be okay?
create job security.
Yeah, he's like,
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
fix this thing, but I'm gonna create another problem at the same time, so I still have to be employed.
Yeah.
we'll get it all worked out.
Big brain
We'll
moves
get
by
it all
Gabe.
worked out.
Job security.
All right, now we just need somebody to come in and make some noise so we can see it. Scaver.
Thank you for that sub.
Subbed. 4 months. welcome. Happy Thursday. Feeling dark and broody today. Any advance for vampire flesh? Ooh. Yeah. I like we're talking like pale, like almost pearlescent, like skin, right? I like starting with like a blue undertone for that.
Well, huzzah, huzzah.
And then
Throw back my legs
doing
and
your
pollute my britches
skin
with
tone
delight.
over that,
Thank you, my love.
and then glazing in some red is a really, really nice way of doing that. And you go over that blue with like pale yellow, or pale yellow. You could use pale yellow. With like
Making stuff up as he goes.
pale skin tones. Like tan flesh. Mix some ivory into it.
My love, there definitely was some dark sea Ben at the beginning of this. I don't know what he's using now. What color are you on
This
now?
is dark sea bin and khaki mixed together right now.
In varying stages of mix.
Yeah, I'm just kind of adding khaki into my dark sea bin as I go to get my brightness leveled up until I get to a point where the green starts to take over, right? And I lose more of that sea foamy blue. Then we'll transfer over to a more neutral color to pull the steel shine, right? Because you start needing the shine of the light, and the light won't be the same blue-green base that we're seeing here.
Malev used the dark sea Ben and heavy warm white for the Malev Demon Ship Survivor trench coat.
Awesome.
So it's very
Ooh.
similar to what you've got, and he said he was just keeping it to the new set.
Awesome. Yeah, come to think of it, I should be using heavy warm white. I used a lot of heavy warm white on the facial feathers.
Chuck the Mead Man, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub.
Well, thank you, sir.
Appreciate that. Omicron Samurai, good
Omicron!
afternoon to you.
Samurai. Hello.
How was the mail today?
A man who delivers the mail?
I'm pretty sure we've heard that. Oh, off today, so fantastic. So yes.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Brutally humid today. Oh my gosh, it was so gross out there.
Yeah.
When I went out,
Very gross.
it was horrible.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. Not necessarily pleasant. Okay, I have a reflective capability coming from the armor of the arm back into the chest. So I have a little bit of shine that I've got down here from the bend of the armor plate. As it goes in, I'll have darkness. Out, I'll have brightness. That brightness will then reflect back up into the shelf above. So I'll have a little line of shine that kind of runs along this waistline. And then I built up some here at the middle just to give it some volume. But then I have the ability to come in right here.
Oh my goodness. Decided to make some roast
Yeah.
pepper hot sauce and was roasting while roasting the
Yeah.
peppers.
It's not a time that you want to be around.
Yeah,
type of
sounds
cooking.
not very ideal. Payne's Gray, where you going to? Where you been at? Oh, right, it's 2.
Did you play any more Noida last night?
No, I was at a Samurai.
Oh, that's right. It was Wednesday card night.
Yep. Jacob got revenge for Sunday.
What are you saying?
Waffles Enjoyer said, when does the Henry Cavill signature set come out?
Oh my gosh.
As soon as the guy returns our calls.
Yeah. We've been trying to send him paint.
That would be hilarious.
Can't deal with Hollywood people. They're too important for their own good. The managers can't even give you a call back. Did I mention how much I like this model? I think I have.
How do you feel about that model?
I feel like I really like this model.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Scaver said tempted to try a dark blue and olive flesh zenithal and then add in highlights for my vampire lord skin.
Dark blue and olive flesh. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
I like that mix.
Henry endorses the paint, and suddenly we got to scale up by 3 times or more. We're ready. We got this. We can split out into the parking
GW
lots.
contract that he can't.
Well, yeah, because isn't he in like a Warhammer show or something?
Yeah,
He's
gonna be-
he's
he's
producing
part of the
it.
group that licensed the
Yeah.
ability to make the show, from our understanding. It's not very public, but he has announced on his own personal stuff that he's excited to be working with Amazon to get it done. So excited to see what they come up with for sure.
It will be very interesting.
I've said a million times, he better not be a Space Marine. They need to make Space Marines not the crux of the whole thing.
Watch, he's gonna be the Emperor.
Huh?
Watch, he's gonna be the Emperor.
The Emperor. Oh, God. You know, and that's something that they would make the mistake and do, is put a bunch of people in Space Marine suits and expect to have it be worth something.
Yeah.
Scaver said I want an Imperial Guard themed show or something about a Necromunda gang.
I feel like, and I, you know, we all have our wishes. You know, I personally think that he would be great Inquisitor material,
Mm-hmm.
and that an Inquisition storyline
Would be really cool.
like Eisenhorn, or they won't make him Ravener because Ravener's just in a chair. But something along the lines of an Inquisition story allows you to tell a story that's in the world of Space Marines, which you need to be able to have a way to fit in order to really bring the world into interest, because Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum, whatever you want to call it, isn't going to be interesting enough in a sci-fi realm. It's just going to be Starship Troopers all over again.
That's basically what they are.
You know, so you got to be... Well, Starship Troopers in the book were Space Marines. So, you know, I think the Inquisition thing allows you to have people who can do extraordinary things, not unlike superhero movies, but they can get beat up and die, and they have a higher than normal dude stature, right? So it puts them a level above, like, just Imperial Guard and all that. So it can be fantastical. They can compete with demons. You can have an Inquisitor with a Thunderhammer kill a Plague Marine or something like that, right? There's a world where that can exist for the fans and be cool for new people, but then they can also get themselves into big trouble because they're out there far enough in that world, and they can be, I mean, if you read a lot of the Inquisitor stories, they can feel like they can defeat anything, and then they get in trouble, right? Because they run into, like, real demons. And all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what kind of a human psyker you are, you fail. And then they can have their butts get saved. Like I can see at the end of season 1, I said that somehow Henry Cavill and the remainder of his inquisitorial warband wind up on the bridge of a chaos, Hulk that has come through the Eye of Terror or something like that. And they fought their way to the bridge, and they're trying to get off and lost communications. But at some point in time, he sent out a distress beacon. And at the very end, there's a teleport Homer alert. And the season ends with the teleport smoke clearing and just the visor slits of Space Marines walking out of the smoke. Not really defined, but you can see that it's a Space Marine. You can see the silhouette of the backpack. You'll know the visors, a glowing power sword or thunderhammer, and then fade to black. Boom! And then that would just nail everybody.
I think my concern is that everybody is going to want Space Marines. That's what everybody is going to want, regardless of whether or not that's the correct choice. I think my concern is that that is what everybody is going to want and ask for.
Oh, yeah, by far.
And then they're probably just going to say, okay, we're going to do that, right?
I would hope they'd be smarter, but yes, I'm with you. I think that's going to be the problem
And that,
on
I
pulling
think
it off.
a lot of that, for me, just has to do with my lack of faith in
Hollywood. Yeah, Space Marines, if they include them, they have to be something that is so over the top that you feel like they are the Space Marines of lore and not just, your actors. Because they'll try to throw in buddy cop BS, and Space Marines won't do very well with that.
No.
That's why I think that the Space Marines will be just, then you can start season 2 with the aftermath, and like Henry Cavill shaking the hand of the Space Marine lieutenant before they teleport off the bridge back onto their shuttle or whatever, right? And you never have to see the CGI. You never have to see all of that. They could time gap it, but it would still have a lot of punch. I don't know. There's a reason why I don't get put in charge of this crap. But if they make it Space Marines, it'll either do severely well and show us that, the quality of entertainment doesn't matter. It's just the expose and the flash.
Yep.
Because I don't think they can make a good show that's all Space Marines. I just don't. Like I said, they'll mess it up by throwing a buddy cop Space Marine in there. They'll have Danny DeVito in a Space Marine suit.
Oh, no.
For comic relief or something.
No. No, they're not really like funny characters.
Scaver, your worry about Inquisitors is them trying to make them out as good guys. Now, I think they could do a really good job of a dark hero. I think TV does have the ability. Hollywood does dark heroes okay from time to time. I don't know that they would have to make it out to be good guys. I think that anything that has to do with the 40K world is going to have to start out with there is no good guy. They may try to portray themselves, and I think that's a great kind of theme to really lean into. You try to tell a good guy story, but find out you're not the good guys. And the Inquisitors fit that to the bill. You get a glorified new Inquisitor. He's just gotten his signet. He's out on this deal, and it winds up that they're trying to throw him to his death because he's a good guy, and he doesn't believe in using the chaos powers. He's not a fringe guy. And he starts finding, you could pull a lot from the Eisenhorn Ravener series that leans into that. And you could find his journey takes him to understanding that there are no good guys. He thought he was doing this for the right reason, but there is no right reason. You can find out that the Imperial Truth was written by Lorgar, who's the chief heretic, and you could figure out all of this stuff. They could go in a billion directions. But I think the Inquisition is the center point that lets you do anything you want to do, because it can go deal with aliens, it can go deal with demons, and it can go deal with, just general bad dudes. So I feel like that would be their best spot. It reaches every corner of the 40K universe in one package, Go see what's happening.
Go Sue.
Waffles Enjoyer wants to know what color is Dark Sea Ben.
Waffles,
Dark Sea
what color is Dark Sea Ben? I'm now brightening it up here, but it's a blue-green. A very deep blue-green. You can see it there. This is it in its prime form on the back here. Right?
Gosu said, "Hey, Baby J, you missed a scale."
Shut up! Shut up, Gosu! Shut up! I thought we were friends!
I thought we was friends.
This is not how you treat your friends. You don't lock them back up in scale jail. You help break them out.
Necron fanboy. See, and I think that's the kind of stuff, unfortunately, you got to stay away from. You can talk about it, but if you show it, then all of a sudden you have to have massive war. And how are you going to do that on TV and not ruin it? Somebody that said they want Scalzi's Old Man War. I'm with you. I'll pay admission for that.
Jordan, did you at one point zoom in and maybe not zoom in?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Like, I feel like you're in your normal spot, but it's
Yeah.
keep going out of frame.
I'm doing all sorts of like little itty bitty things that are hard to
Yeah, you gotta have it closer to you.
Yeah. Oh, she's so close. She's so close.
But now I'm adding in khaki to Darksea Ben to brighten it up, and that's how I'm getting my highlights slowly brought into play. You like when the Custodes and Inquisitors argue about who's got the higher authority?
Easy, Scabber. The Banana Boys, because I would not want to get punched by them. You would not win a punching contest with those guys.
I think that's one of the struggles they're up against is the brand loyalty that goes beyond just the brand of 40K and into the faction loyalties. And how many people, I mean, I can only imagine what the social media channels are going to look like when episode 1 of this show drops, if it ever happens. Can you imagine the vitriol from the side that hates the way their faction was shown? And
I think it is going to be divisive at best.
Oh, yeah, it's all it can be.
Yeah. There is no way that it
Talk
gets
about risk
done.
takers.
Yeah.
It touched this property.
Oh my gosh. And that's the problem, right? Is because everybody has such divisive feelings on the property as a whole that you're going to piss off half of everybody, and then the other half of everybody else is going to get really happy. Or vice versa. You're never going to get everybody to be happy with it, which is poopy. Sucks.
All we can do is pray that we all get to be on the side that enjoys it.
Yeah, Gosu, part of me wants this show to be a perfect 40K show, but I'm going in expecting nothing, so if there's anything good, I'll like it.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about it. We'll see where we get. First Law trilogy on TV would be dope too. It's pretty expansive, right? But I love the idea of seeing the interactions of the party move through that story, right? 5 Fingers or 9 Fingers. His name is 9 Fingers, right?
Is that the tortury guy?
Logan 9 Fingers. I don't remember what his name is.
Is that the tortury guy?
No, he's a barbarian, actually.
Oh.
Danglocta, yeah. He is the antithesis, he is the anti-hero in it, right? But he has so much of a role to play in the movement of the story, by not being a principal bad guy, but seeming bad in the way he achieves the good goals. I love him. Yeah, all of those things are great. Yeah, Danglocta was awesome. But like the High Wizard and all of that stuff, and his good guy but bad guy mentality. There's a lot going on in that series. I love that series. I have not read too much of the follow-ups, right? The Precursor and the First Law World books. I have a bunch of them in my library. I have not taken the time to really get into them. I've gone back here recently and
Dune.
I'm focused on Dune. With the advent of the movie coming out, I'm back reading all of I didn't go back to the Machine Crusade books. I'm at the school books, so I'm still finishing up Mentats right now. But I'm about an hour away from being done with Mentats, and then it's Navigators. And I usually intersperse a book in between them, but lately I've been on a pretty good stride, so I have not look to supplement the reading. I have just jumped book to book, which is both odd and also pleasing that I'm not burning out. Although Mentats is a hard book to get through because there are so many purposefully unlikable characters who get their rise in this book, and it's just like, oh my god, dude. In the real world, that person dies quick. It's probably not true, but
Gosu said, I'm halfway into Dune right now, the first 3 books. Would you recommend reading past the first book?
There is if you Google Dune in chronological order, Dune books in chronological order, it'll give you a really good way to plan entering the world in a big way if that's your goal. There's nothing wrong with reading the Dune trilogy from Frank Herbert on its own, right? So, just reading it the way it was originally presented is fine. There is some stuff that happens in the kind of in-between spots that you might want to come back and read later, especially that help, the big gap between God Emperor and heretics or whatever it is.
Omicron, that's a bummer. Omicron was going to stop in today, but the youngest has back to school sickness already.
Oh no!
No.
Like a real sickness, or like I don't want to go to school because I don't feel good, but really just doesn't want to go to school because
Soap
he misses
under the
summer.
armpit. Bar of soap under the armpit. Probably shouldn't say that out loud on stream. That's probably something not many kids these days know about.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that
They
either.
give you a fever.
Huh?
They give you a fever.
Really?
Yeah. You used to put like Lifebuoy under your armpit, sit under a hot lamp.
Did not know that.
Don't ask me why.
don't ask you how you know
the
this.
science behind it.
No,
but it
I don't know
works.
the science behind it. Somebody would have to explain it to me,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it worked really well.
It worked really well.
You can see kind of the way that Dark Sea Ben lightens. As I add khaki, you get a lot of that green real quick.
The heated bar of soap transfers the heat to the veins and arteries, increasing core body temp.
That makes sense.
Does
Because it
only
has
work
to be
with
able to
soap?
survive a thermometer, right? That was the whole thing, is that it has to keep your core body temp high long enough to survive the scrutinizing eye of parents.
Ferris Bueller didn't do that one.
No.
Technology was not invented yet.
If you paid attention to Ferris's sister, he got away with everything. So
Yeah.
his parents were way too easily pushover.
Yeah. Gosu is seeing why Dark Sea Ben is such a great base for non-metallic steel. The
Yeah, right.
color's perfect. Oh, I see Omicron. Omicron said his wife's a teacher, so the little one was home all summer and then went back to school with all the other little germy kids and got sick.
Gross germy kids.
Poo finger kids, man. Call my nephew a poo finger kid. He hates it. He's like, I wash my hands. I'm like, no, you live with us for a week. You do not
like,
wash
I've
your hands.
seen this. I've seen this not. The lack of hand washing.
We
from
know
him.
that this is a lie. We know you also don't brush your teeth. Can't fool
That was a year ago, so maybe he's better now.
aunt and uncle. Because all this happened in our house. You go use the bathroom
What?
and
Have a
walk
good night.
out of
Have
the
fun
bathroom.
hobbying.
Good night.
See you next time.
You'd hear the bathroom flush, and then the door opens.
opens right away. Like, wait a minute.
It's like,
there was
that's
not enough time.
It's like,
between
you
That's
wash
not
your
how that
hands?
works.
things.
And he would stop and stutter just long enough for you to know the lie was about to occur.
Yeah. End of daytime. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll do it. You can come in. I'll do it, and because I'm gonna check all the others anyway. I will be back.
Flo!
Hello.
Chair cam.
Hi, Gabe.
Chair cam is
forgot
on,
about it?
Phil.
Huh?
Flo!
It's on?
Yeah, your camera's on.
Okay, hi.
Oh, the light needs to be turned on though.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, got it. Ooh, TV. Update in progress.
Update in
Did we figure out who
progress.
gave us donuts?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Are they still here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hi, thank you for the donuts.
Phil
Me-
is very excited about the donuts.
I was very confused when they showed up.
Phantom of Truth, yes. It's Phantom of Truth, and he is still here.
Thank you for the
Thank
donuts.
you.
You get to listen,
We are still
you get to listen to
enjoying
me
them.
eat them right now. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, no, sorry.
That's gross.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
Oh, look, I like that I'm super in the frame
Oh, yeah, it looks like you got kicked.
on stream. Like, you guys don't even get to see me eat. Yeah.
Other way.
Jordan, why are you kicking on the camera?
I'm
There you go.
not.
Right there.
Also,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah, we
put
can
it
see- we can see
literally
it now.
right next to my feet.
We have the TV now, Jason.
Perfect. Oh,
We can see now.
you do?
Yeah, come see. We can see. Where's chat? Put chat up. Chat's not here. We can see the stream.
That might be on the other one.
Oh, that doesn't help me right now.
Oh, yeah.
Where's our producer?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm at Jen.
Hi, guys. My
Oh,
name's Jen.
no.
Oh, wow.
Nope. Nope. We don't need that.
You also might
My
want to
name is Jen.
you might want
and
to check
I'm
our
here.
audio
To tell
Very
you
loud.
that boys are horrible.
to make sure Philip and I aren't peeking like crazy. I don't think so.
I don't
It
think
looks
so
like we're.
either.
It looks
I think
like
it was
we're doing
Jason
fine.
when he was doing his Jen impression. Oh, there
Boys are really bad.
we are bad boys.
They're
That's
stinky, and they
Sure.
always tell lies.
That's true.
That's what my mom always says.
We do need a little
Gosh, I
like block to put it on
yeah. Set it up a little higher.
because your feet are in the way.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's.
You probably
guys
put-
don't want to see that. I'll keep my legs crossed.
Forgot he was on camera.
Yeah.
He's wearing like ball net swimming trunks.
I'm wearing my track shorts today, so you guys got a lot of leg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just like,
man.
Oh wait, let's get a good.
Phil's
light.
gonna get us
My
canceled.
calves.
Yeah. Nice
Terms
lighting.
of service, Philip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Terms
go,
of
girls. That one's for
service.
free.
Do you guys have the lighting on over there?
Yeah. That's what I was just doing. I was doing calf flexes.
Boys are
Flex 'em.
stinky and horrible.
Flex them. Give them the good
But I'm
old flex.
pretty.
Next Friday. Oh, for games? Are you coming, Samurai? Omicron Samurai? Or are you just coming to say hi during the day?
Oh,
I won't be here.
Yeah, because you're leaving.
Yeah, I have a wedding.
Lame.
I blame John, not me. I'm not getting married.
Hey, Jen, can you make the stream chat slightly larger?
Yeah, I with glasses on, I still can barely read it.
The what?
Can you make the text bigger? Is that possible? Able to like hold control and scroll.
No, there's like
Settings. There's gotta be a
I
setting.
have to do the chat settings.
Give me the
thing.
set font down at the bottom.
Set font size. Leave the field blank to use it. Oh,
What is that?
14. Oh, that's wrong.
Oh,
What's
Oh,
happening?
What is going on?
What happened?
Oh, don't do that.
Way better. Yeah, that works.
Better?
Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of read it.
I can do bigger.
Sure.
Set font size.
Oh, bigger.
16.
Jen's gonna be so weirded out when she gets back.
Oh, yeah.
That's the money right there.
All right.
Oh, you gotta get the kids. Well, I'll still see you there. I'll be up at the front desk. You know where I'm at. We'll see you next Friday. And, I mean, you'll probably want to see everyone else too. I guess you can see them too. But we know you're coming for me.
Remember, this is Jen
Aggressive
saying
face.
boys are stinky.
Boys are stinky. Jen's gone. She's going back to painting.
And Team Jason is the best.
Oh no.
Wow.
Telling
We
Jen.
need
What about Team Baby J?
No such thing.
You
Where?
don't get a team.
Where?
So it's a very quick bathroom break for me.
Yeah. You missed it. Jen was really excited about
You should have gone and grabbed
She
that.
really
wig
liked talking about
while
you.
we were
Jen
out.
said all sorts of nice things about me, huh?
Yeah, she did.
was
Well, she didn't like boys in general.
She
She
doesn't.
doesn't. She
She
doesn't I don't know
probably
how
said
she
boys
put-
are stinky.
Yeah. You
That's
must
her
be
MO.
a special kind of boy.
That's her MO.
Boys are stinky.
Light and Passion says hashtag Team Jen, so
Boys with a Z.
boys with a Z.
Chuck the Mead Man, yeah, that's what I was talking about, is that if you read Paula Dune, it skips that time gap, or it fills that time gap pretty well.
We're talking about Dune again?
Always.
Always.
Get out.
Like every stream I check in on, they're talking about Dune in some way, shape, or form.
Why would you know? Best sci-fi epic ever written.
It is. What are your thoughts on Children of Dune and God Emperor Dune?
No, I mean, they're all good. It's
Yeah.
just, it gets a little wiggy, man.
It
It gets
does.
a little, like sci-fi drug trip.
Hybrid Worm Man.
But, yeah, I mean, it's all necessity.
It is. Something, that's for sure.
But I have to admit, I like Kevin J. Anderson and Herbert Jr.'s books and narrative in the Dune universe almost better than the original books.
I think they did a good job expanding on it. I haven't read all of it, all their stuff.
And a lot of people say I'm a heretic for thinking that way, but that's just kind of my thing. I love how they write stories that give life to all the characters that wound up being, or all the situations that wound up being in Dune. Whereas Dune threw you right into it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, my gosh.
You get thrown in. You get a lot of explanation in Dune as to why things are going on, but Herbert was a great world builder, and there was so much else I always wanted.
Yeah.
And so I think his son and Kevin J. Anderson did a great job and are continuing to do a great job. I don't think they're done yet.
Chuck the Mead Man says, Dune is life and paint is delicious.
Facts.
You know what else is
Facts.
life?
Hashtag don't eat the meat.
Malazan Book of the Fallen.
What?
We're starting this again, huh? Really? We're going down this route? We're doing this whole thing again?
You knew
Let's
exactly
save-
what I was
let's
trying to
save
get at there.
Everybody the headache.
I love headaches.
Feels like, tell me more.
No. I feel like I want to stay out of this. Based on Gabe's reaction, I'm out.
What's the deal?
Don't ask.
No,
Don't ask.
nothing.
That's
Nothing
what I'm trying to
happened.
stop, is whatever.
All
that's
right,
happen,
you
Jason.
probably didn't hear what I said.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't listen to him.
I was referring to something Malazan related.
Through that book.
Oh,
there it
gosh.
is. Yep, there we go. I told you not to say it. Right?
Poke the bear.
Jason's very respectful when it comes to that.
Spice-colored paint.
Spice-colored paint.
Paprika. Oregano.
They're just
But
bottles
just
full of salt.
We're just going to sell you a spice rack and say it's monument paint. It's Pro Acryl. It's just a
Yeah.
Kirkland brand. Spice rack.
Philip is leading a
Oh,
new
what you
team
forgot
of
to
people
do
who are
was do
grinding
donuts.
cinnamon.
I see.
Did she get another
Thanks for
donut?
bringing
I was
me
going
one.
to lock the door.
Thanks for bringing me one.
The thing I forgot to do was like an hour ago.
Jen, you came back, and then you left, and then you came back again.
I moved chat, and the text is bigger.
Oh.
Yes.
It's because it wasn't showing up on their TV down here. So now they can
Once-
see chat
once
too.
it's done here.
Okay.
I'm looking at myself now.
Yeah, we got TV now.
We do. Because we're not going to look at the camera. We're going to stare. We're just staring down at the TV.
Killing Time says 100% agree. Purists can only go so far. I have to add in the character development and world building from the other perspectives. Yeah, when I found out there was a book series, a trilogy about the Machine Crusade, I was like, sign me up, dude,
Yeah.
because all you get is snippets through Dune of what put them in this position where mentats exist, where the
Mentats are
sisterhood is a
wild.
thing, where all of these things are there. You're just thrown into this world where there are these power structures built, and it was beautiful, and he did a great job of throwing us into a world that was living and breathing and had this political structure to it.
Yeah.
But you didn't have any foundation for why. Why did the Harkonnens hate the Atreides so much?
Yeah,
You
we were
know?
talking about that. Yes, you were talking about that yesterday.
What's that?
Why the Harkonnens?
whys.
Why
Well, we were
Harkonnens?
talking- yeah, I
you
forget
talked
we
about.
were
They were
talking
talking about
about
it
it,
yesterday
yeah.
on stream. That's what I was saying. Every time I turn into the stream the last
You
couple days,
explained
it's been Dune.
the background of
Yeah.
why they.
I think it came up with like Fade Ralph because we were talking about the skin. Somebody
That's what it
mentioned
was. It was
Sting
Fade
from
Ralph,
the Dune
yep.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah, and
We
I
were
was
talking about
like,
the new
oh,
actor,
what
and
about
then
him
it
is
just
cool,
spiraled.
and you were like that.
yeah, because there's just so much good stuff. But yeah, when you go back and you read, like I said, I'm doing the school books right now, and they're good. But you know, like the second one's hard to get through, and mostly because of the Butlerians. I am not a fan of
The Butlerian Jihad.
the whole movement of the Butlerians post jihad.
Butlerians.
Butlerian.
The
Butlerians.
Butlerians.
We
The
have
Butlers.
The
The
Butlerians.
Butlers.
The butt layers.
Yeah, I just am not a fan.
Butlers.
They absolutely make me want to rip the book to shreds and go beat people in the face. I don't know why. It's people like that. Just
Say the
in
word.
in the real world, because
Yeah.
I have had
You know people.
interactions with people who are of that mindset, like the Butlerians in the book, that have this fervor to them that is based on such a incorrect foundation.
Yeah.
But they won't go back in and discuss the foundation of their belief at all. You know, and you're like, ah,
Straw man.
and they're
after
killing
straw man.
people while they're doing it. It was just like,
Yes.
run away, run away. And that and Mentats of Dune is literally about how they
I like
are winning,
mentats. The mentats are
how they are
crazy.
winning, and
Yeah.
and everybody else is losing. The Sisterhood's losing. Well, the Sisterhood's kind of winning, but it's taken over by a Harkonnen, so that makes sense. And
Surprise.
yeah, great stuff. I love it. The next signature is Dune's signature set.
It's the
Do we call the Herbert Foundation?
I mean,
Get the license to Dune, and we just make the Dune paint series.
there we go.
This is Worm Brown, Jihad Green.
Shahalud. That's what they're called, right?
What's that?
Shai Halud.
Shahalud.
Shai Halud.
Shahalud. Shahalud.
Shai Halud. I really enjoyed the movie back in the day.
Chuck Me Man says it's all blues and browns.
The Sting or the new one?
The Sting one. Well,
Yeah.
I like them both
Yeah,
for
I
different
think they're
reasons.
both great for different reasons.
Yeah.
As a kid growing up, I just loved the fact that somebody made a movie about Dune.
Yeah.
You know? And
Spice Red.
now with the re-release of it, there was only one thing I have a problem with. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but the movie is great.
The surfer bro.
Yeah, it's like, don't bro me, dude.
Oh, bro.
Like keep Momoa out of Dune.
Well, he's dead now. Well, for now.
Yeah, he's dead.
For
He'll
now.
come back in like dream
Yeah, I was about to
sequences or
say.
something, probably.
Or whenever they
Or he
start. If they get to the cloning.
I don't think there are any, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'll clone him eventually. Just maybe not in this movie.
We have a Christmas sushi lurking.
Oh, gosh.
Christmas sushi.
You read a comment from him.
Oh, yeah, that was him. I don't
was.
read the names. You expect me
You
to read?
probably should read the
The
name.
fact that I already have to read chat is like that you're asking a lot. But you want me to read the names
He's
too?
a Marine, chat, so
No, I'm just
Yeah.
stupid.
Can I get you a box of crayons?
That was well before I was a Marine.
you were stupid. I was born this way. The
Exactly.
Marines just...
Green
Gave
was
me
my
a place to be around similar-minded people.
green was my favorite flavor of crayon way before I joined the Marine Corps.
If the joke is that Marines eat crayons, what does that mean about people who eat Pro-Krill?
But Procryl,
They'd make
You
good
know?
Marines?
they make it's like, is that like
Don't
wine?
eat
Want to
the
be a good
paint.
Marine? Eat
Yeah,
the paint.
don't
Eat the paint. Yeah.
eat the
Don't
paint.
eat
Like-
the paint.
Don't eat the paint. It's like, can we drink the paint though?
If-
Nope.
What it says
Drinking
is
is
that
just
people
eating without using your
don't
teeth.
eat the paint.
Am I lying?
No, I've just never heard it explained that way, and I love it.
All these people on the Facebook conversations are like, oh, but it's okay to drink, right? I'm like, no, that's just eating with less teeth
Eating with
involved.
less teeth.
Contrarian.
That's right.
We love
Phantom,
contrarianism.
Phantom of
It's
Truth.
just
It's
eating with
new
less
guy
steps.
Philip.
Huh?
Phantom of Truth said, "Wait, who's the fellow jarhead?" I said it was New Guy Phillip.
Me.
He's the one on the left in the
Hi.
chairs.
Not to be confused with Gabe.
Your
Yeah,
Who's
no,
left.
also
Yeah,
sometimes
which
called
left?
Philip.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, your
Philip
left.
is called
Your left.
Gabe.
Yeah, Jason calls me Gabe because he doesn't know how to remember my name apparently.
Whatever.
Literally,
I feel really bad about it because
Dude,
yesterday I called him Gabe twice, and then today I called him Gabe as he walked past the office, and I knew exactly in
I
my
thought
head. I'm
today
like, it's
you-
Phil, and Phil's delivering me a box, and I'm like, Gabe, are you bringing me a box? And Gabe's like, I'm right here,
I thought
because Gabe was in the meeting.
it was in the meeting.
I really thought that you did that on purpose.
I was
No.
not doing it on
That's
purpose.
fine.
My old man brain is at a point where it is so overloaded with nonsense and well,
Are you
nonsense
saying
in
Gabe
air
is
quotes.
nonsense?
There's just too much crap
Yes.
crammed in there right now, and it seems to be farting a lot lately.
All right.
I have brain
We'll,
fartitis.
we'll let it slide.
Avian, have you been to the Discord to see our newest commercial about Eat the
Oh
Paints?
yeah, eat the paint.
You gotta
Oh,
check
yeah.
that out.
The
That's
record
pretty
scratch
amazing.
is audible.
Avian says I'm trying to do pen washes here. Oh, so don't make you like laugh.
Don't laugh. Poop.
You are in the wrong
Give me a
place.
Cialis and tell me to have a nap. Damn you, killing time.
Oh no.
We can do that when he's fussy.
It's fussy.
Yeah, when he comes into our.
We just,
our
we just
space.
need to put like a really comfy chair in his office,
Yeah.
like, or just make his desk chair one of these chairs.
He needs the love sack.
Yeah.
Did you order one of those yet?
No. What happened?
I can't even remember to buy a beanbag
Oh.
chair. Damn it! God bless America. I was supposed to buy a love sack. The
They're
Matrix
listening.
even sent
So-
us a piece of mail
Yeah.
with a coupon.
Gabe and Philip, did you guys hear about our love sack?
I did.
Yes.
Okay,
I did
yeah.
hear about that.
I've not heard about this.
So
it's crazy.
like a week ago, Jason was in his office at home
Yes.
on his computer watching YouTube or whatever,
Playing
and he
Noida.
came out of the room very with intention, and he said, "I need like a giant beanbag chair to sit in at my computer when I watch YouTube." He's like, "Do
Okay.
they make those? Aren't they called Love Sack?" I'm like, "Yeah, Love Sack." He's like, "Do those still exist?" And I'm like, "I don't
Oh,
know."
yeah.
He's like, "They used to be in malls." Yeah. Okay. Done. The next day.
Literally the next day.
Literally the next
oh.
day.
Okay, so let me preface this. This is how you know we live in a simulation. Okay, go.
Now you're assuming I'm gonna say the next day I saw a Love Sack ad on Facebook.
No.
I
Come.
did not. I got an actual card in the
You got a
mail in
letter?
my mailbox at my house with my name on it. Love Sack.
The
15%
next
off.
That's
day,
wild.
one of those coupon cards
Yeah.
in the mail from Lovesack. Not like in the coupon book, like you
No.
just were
Just like a
fishing through
single
it. Oh,
ad from the
Lovesack's
Lovesack
here.
company.
No, it was the Lovesack company. The only thing on it was Lovesack, singular piece of mail addressed to Jennifer.
That's hilarious.
Big Sack always watch.
Big,
Big
Sack,
Sack.
always watching.
Ooh, that's hilarious.
Yikes.
We're in 1984.
Yes.
2024, Big Sack, always
Big Sack,
watching.
always watching.
They're just getting a head start.
Oh gosh.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I can't wait for all the
was
clips
like,
and out
oh
of
my God, look at
context.
this. And
Conversations are about to happen.
he said some curse words and was like, no. Turned around and walked away.
Damn it.
Can't be real.
That was
So
Christopher
horrible.
too. Of course.
Yeah.
It was.
So horrible.
Big sack.
I like chat better in this position.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Would?
Oh, dude,
better.
good.
Do you know what would frustrate every person who's using speakers right now?
For you to
If I-
fart in a microphone?
If I were to say, Alexa, add Love Sack to my list.
Yes. So,
do that.
so Gabe knows.
Order me a
Oh,
pizza.
Gabe
Every now and
knows.
then we go,
on
hey,
board-
Alexa, order me a pizza.
Yeah.
And we get like
Yeah.
5 or 6 people
Yeah.
in chat every time that'll be like, damn it!
So fun. We did this when Gabe first got Alexa in his house. Me and Christopher.
Would
And
talk to it all the time.
oh, Alexa, add toothpaste to my list.
Yeah.
Or like just the
Oh,
dumbest thing.
Should I read the
You
list?
should, he has it. Yeah,
we
read
do
the
it,
list.
We do it.
He
we
has
do
the
it
list.
here, and every now and then I was like, Alexa, shop for Gulfstream jets, and one person was like G3 or G5 is what it came back with.
Oh
goodness.
my
You made me
gosh.
So
choke.
good.
Great.
let's listen to
Right?
Gabe's list.
Avian. That's a good one.
It
You
is a
think,
good
you think Jason and Christmas sushi.
Christmas sushi.
Jen watched the ad.
Okay.
I sent him to Discord to see the new.
To the new
Oh,
Acryl.
yeah.
So he went and came back. And,
That's great.
So here's my list that my friends have made for me on Amazon.
But just from yelling in his house.
7 months ago, pickles. A year ago, dill pickles. 2 years ago, human-sized marshmallows. Hot chocolate, peanut butter, mayo, mustard, mayonnaise, diapers, batteries, 17 rolls of toilet paper.
Only 17?
Yeah.
Tin foil, toilet paper, toothpaste, pears, Optimus Prime action figure, a TV that works,
I remember that one. I remember that very specifically.
charge,
Charge.
cart, Christopher, oversized mug, used Christmas tree, and finally Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
I was gonna say a lot of those were very practical purchases that you probably
Yeah.
wouldn't be disappointed about.
It's true.
A lot of toilet paper
Yeah.
and toothpaste.
It's
Well, the Optimus
one
Prime thing
quantity of 17 rolls of toilet paper.
It's fun.
Is what it is.
It's
Quantity 1, 17 rolls.
Yeah, that's the line item. It's
Yeah.
quantity 1 of 17 rolls of toilet
17
paper.
And those are all Alexa purchases.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So that's
No,
my loving friends.
That's stuff that we added to his list. We
Oh.
would just shout in his house, Alexa, add. Those were all the things that
Oh,
we would
okay.
just yell
So
to
you
add
didn't
to his
actually
list.
buy them?
No,
Oh.
I wish that I had a human-sized marshmallow show up to my door.
That'd
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome.
I'd bring them into work.
the
One.
next
The
thing we
one
gotta do-
marshmallow.
Yeah.
Phil,
Huh?
next time you're at his house, you gotta go. Alexa, make timeout playlist for Gabe.
Okay. I'm sure there's an inside joke there, but I will do that.
That's actually more fun. Is to tell Alexa to start playing music for people.
Oh,
Yes.
my favorite thing is when Gabe would say play a song.
Aw.
Yeah, sit on the floor. Sorry, Jacob's here.
You can sit right here.
You can sit right in between
Those
them.
chairs are big enough for two.
I'm not sharing.
Shoot.
You're love
I'm
seats.
not sharing.
Sorry.
We have
Oh,
a
yes.
full. We have a
Nice.
even fuller
That's
house
great.
now.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He doesn't have a microphone though, but maybe that's his preference.
That's-
Jacob,
Yeah.
look, there's a TV.
You can read
You
us
can read
chat.
chat now. You don't have to have your phone out anymore. Except
Is
to look up
everybody gone, or
Digimon
are they
stuff.
still out in the back?
Everybody's gone.
They're gone. Okay, I'm gonna go check the door one more time.
So if you put a human-sized marshmallow in your vehicle, can you justify the carpool lane on the interstate?
Only if you draw a face
got-
on
yeah,
it.
you gotta
have
use-
to draw the face.
Yes.
With non-toxic markers, of course, because
Yes,
you want to eat it
edible.
later.
Edible paint, if you
Yeah.
could find it somewhere.
Yeah, if there's a
Not
place
ours.
that
What is this, a
potentially
Carhartt
could have-
I don't have a car.
No, no. Me and Jacob wearing the
the
same
literally
shirt.
exact shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You guys
my
both got
gosh,
it. Where do you
you
get it?
guys are a
Costco?
pair.
No, fries.
Fries. Oh.
Fries, man.
Wow.
Carhartt has
I
the
love
best
our company.
sizes,
Me too.
Comfy.
and they make you feel good about yourself. I normally wear
they?
an XL in t-shirts. This is a medium,
Oh.
right? Because
Just because they make larger
it's
shirts.
a loose fit, tall medium.
Loose fit, tall, medium.
Yeah.
Do Baymax's face. Yeah, do Baymax's face on the big marshmallow. That'd be perfect. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, now there is a reason for a beanbag. We can replace the chairs with a beanbag.
Yes.
Not until I get one in my house.
Yeah, he needs it in his house first. One for his office here.
Don't worry, Jason. I'm gonna remind you tonight.
They did
I'll
that to
send
me,
you a
Spat.
random message.
We've
Like,
done that
Spat,
too.
they
Dude,
did
yes,
that to
please
me.
do, because it ain't gonna happen otherwise.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I've had to turn off a lot of features on my Echo devices because
of his friends,
because my
quote-unquote
friends will
friends.
set alarms at 2 a.m.
I have the message already formatted in my head, and you're gonna love it, and you're gonna laugh, and then you're gonna order a chair.
Can't wait.
Edible print paper. Put Jason's face on the marshmallow and carpool away.
There we go.
Great.
We've done it.
Was gonna make sure we cut like a hole in the back so you can like puppet it in case you do get pulled over.
be so sticky.
Whoa, whoa now.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Stick your fingers.
Yeah,
I took it in a weird direction.
you did. It was.
If you got pulled over, you'd have to make it look like a puppet.
I feel like if they're that close, they're gonna tell it's a marshmallow.
No,
Yeah.
no way.
No way. Cops are dumb.
We're painters.
Cops are dumb. Oh, it's totally a real person. What's wrong with you?
You can't tell the difference
Been
between
smoking
marshmallow
crack,
and
cop.
skin.
Have you guys seen Super Troopers? You'd be fine.
Meow.
Meow.
Mm.
Meow. Teeny eating mice. I used to be able to quote that whole movie.
It's true.
Probably still could if I tried. How's your core strength?
Yeah. Avian really wants to know your core strength, Jason.
Yeah. How's your core strength? Are you
Is
gonna be able
it
to?
good enough to get out of a beanbag, or is Jen going to be needed to get him up?
I hope.
We're gonna build a pulley system.
Yeah.
So he can rope himself up out of his own beanbag
I
chair.
used to like all of you.
I haven't said a darn thing.
You shouldn't have given us microphones.
Yeah. I think Amazon sells sit-up helpers.
Oh my god.
Have you seen that like that sock helper? Like we're like putting a sock on, you like pre-wrap the sock around this like little rig, and then you can just like stick your foot into it, and it like puts your sock on for you.
That's awesome.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
mean,
I have a
That
pair of
sounds
shoes that I
quite
unironically
useful,
would
I'm
want.
gonna
actually.
get like you just go to bed at night and like preload your socks, and then you just wake up in the morning and boom,
Preload your
boom, socks.
Yeah. Socks engaged.
Yeah, exactly. We just need like that sit up helper, his pulley system. We got the whole kit and caboodle for Jason. His YouTube experience is gonna be out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Out the wazoo. Oh my god.
Oh, compression socks. That probably makes sense.
Yeah.
I've just seen it for old people who can't put any socks on.
I mean, there are some days where it's tough to put socks on, so you
Same.
laugh now, but wait till you're old.
Yeah, I'm having trouble putting socks on sometimes.
My
lift
only
assist
trouble with putting
poles.
socks on is if the
Oh.
dog's trying to jump in my lap while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
They have it's called a lift assist pole. That's what we're gonna get Jason. And
My
the-
dog tries to eat the socks while I'm putting them on. She tries to take them
Bingo,
off.
dude. My
my
dog
feet.
hides my socks. I hate him.
Yeah.
I love him. He's
I love him, but I hate him.
He's adorable, but I come home and there's like 4 socks in the corner, like 2 under my bed. He like moves them and hides them everywhere.
We've been pretty lucky with Cora. She doesn't seem to have an interest in socks or anything like
She only
that.
eats like your outdoor shoes.
She has eaten
Mm.
my shoes before. Only one pair.
They smell good.
No, it was because she was angry.
Oh,
Fair.
yeah, that was great. I'm gonna look at it. You can see it.
Impending
You
Duff
can see it right now.
subscribed.
It's so good. It's my favorite model ever.
Impending
Oh, he's
Duff.
going to look at it.
What up?
Well, huzzah!
Oh, Duff.
I'll just throw out
Impending
my
Duff
legs
said,
and
"Oh
come
man,
out
I
my
used to love
pretty
this show back in the
silver.
day."
It's like literally my favorite model.
Jordan
Glad they
kicked our
From now
camera.
on,
Jordan, stop kicking our
Stop
camera.
putting it right under my freaking feet. God dang it.
So excellent.
yeah, like
He
it's,
said-
from now on, when people say, "What's your favorite model?" It's this.
It's the owl.
Is there like a collection of those, or is it just the one?
It's
There
a
is, in fact,
collection.
a
There were
collection.
6. The box is on my desk.
They're
if
not
you
all
wanna know.
owls.
Jacob's like, I'm leaving.
It's no more owls though. They're just other birds.
Mysteries.
So there's none that are cute like this guy, but you can go look at it.
I love Mystery Science Theater. Didn't they remake that on Netflix? Mystery Science Theater 3000. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like they
Yeah.
I saw another one again.
MST3K.
Yeah, and oh, it's got you need to get the whole acronym. Like, what? Jacob?
Mr. Duff, how the hell are you doing?
Thanks for that resub, by the way, Duff.
Thank you.
Don't mind our weird collection of weirdos in the studio right now.
I love it. It really,
Yeah.
it really should be like Gabe and Phil like doing commentary on our painting.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't
Like
want that.
Statler and
Like we
Waldorf.
said, we
really
were always
don't
gonna do
want
like
that.
play by play.
Can
Yeah.
we do it like golf where we're really
Yeah.
quiet?
Yeah.
No, it like the Muppets, Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much what we're doing right now. More weirdos. That's us. I don't know if I'm in a place where I'm allowed to critique their paint.
Is Jacob bug-eyed
'cause
with
I'm not as
excitement?
good a painter as they are.
I like.
Like,
the
wow, look how
ones,
good it is.
but
Just
The
idiots.
owl's the best. The other ones are cool though.
Like, what am I gonna say?
The Rooster Druid.
The Rooster Druid's cool, and I like the Crow one.
Jacob, they had there's like 4 other boxes of models.
I liked the
I
little
bought
like
all of them.
the Raven Mage
They're
wizard.
sick.
That one was cool.
Yeah, the Raven Wizard is really cool.
I
too.
like that one. He's got like
They're
the
so
crooked
fun.
beak.
Why do I keep on forgetting that Phil was at Gen Con?
I go to all well, not all the shows, but
They-
yes,
they both
I was.
were.
I was there.
I know. I said something to Phil the other day,
He's in scale
Like,
mail.
as if he wasn't at Gen
Yeah,
Con.
he's like this morning.
Yeah. Oh, it was about the blackberry lemonade.
It was,
and I
yeah.
was just like,
Oh, it was yesterday. Yeah.
yeah.
We were at Gen Con and we had this blackberry lemonade. I was like, I know. I sat next to
there.
you.
I was
I was right there.
I had it too.
I tasted it.
I was literally right there next to you.
It's okay. I guess I'm just
It was
forgettable.
so funny.
Talk about the scales. Yeah.
Oh
he's,
my
he's
God.
still. Are you still in scale jail?
Yeah.
That
We're
sounds-
almost done though.
almost done. So he said it like 2 days ago when he was still doing scales,
I'm still doing
and
scales.
he's still doing scales.
It's been at
They look
least
great though.
a week or-
Scales.
Yeah.
So once you're done with the scales, Jordan, what's next?
Yeah. What do you have left?
What's
Oh,
next?
God. I got to do the base. I got to finish up the helmet. I got to refine the skin a little bit more. Do all the feathers in the head dress.
So all of it.
I need to do these wings.
Jordan's
and I need to
halfway
paint-
there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need to
He's
paint all
almost
this?
halfway there.
No. The snake is like 75% of this model.
Yeah.
Well,
Please don't. Thank you.
we're halfway there.
Oh gosh.
That's
tried. Sorry guys.
Did you
Gabe-
guys read in the Discord
See, I did. I
about
just called you Gabe. Jason, I'm
Percival
turning you-
Chevalier the Fifth?
No, I tried to find it. Where is it?
Chevalier.
It's in main
It's
chat.
in main chat.
But it's from yesterday, like at the end of stream, so you got to scroll
Yeah.
back.
I'm gonna.
There was a lot of chatter today, main
There was
chat.
a lot of chat today.
So you're gonna have to scroll a bit.
Yes, Jacob.
Lots of mech
The
talk.
owl's name is Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first
First
of
in
his
his
name.
name. Yeah.
Jacob, the look on your face.
He's like, I don't get it.
I don't
I
know.
love him.
It's the best model ever,
It is.
Jacob.
It's so cool.
Sword.
Yeah, it's like a letter opener.
I love his
Lumberjack
eyes.
Tim wants to know what color you're painting
No,
the belly.
just about
I
to say
assume
that.
that means Jordan.
Yes, Jordan.
What's
What's the belly?
Wait, what?
The belly scales.
What
Belly.
color are you painting the belly?
I haven't been painting the belly scales. Are we sure? He was painting on a belly.
Lumberjack Tim? Who you asking?
Who are you asking, Lumberjack Tim?
What are we talking about?
I bet you it's.
There's too many people.
First of all,
Jason
Chevalier
doesn't have
the-
a belly,
the
does
fifth.
it? It's covered up with armor.
Yeah, but he was painting the armor on the belly of the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everything I'm doing right now is Dark Sea Ben mixed. Sorry. I have moved to Dark Sea
Oh.
Ben mixed
See?
with
Told you.
white blue.
Jen was right.
Now, I've
Never
replaced
questioned
khaki
Jen.
with white blue into Dark Sea Ben because it'll start leaning into the blue side as opposed to the green side. So that's
Are
where
you-
I'm at. You can see the difference.
The
here.
like.
You can
these-
see
Yeah,
how
underneath
Dark
there,
Sea
that's
Ben
what he's
was
talking about.
stretching to the green with khaki, but now back to the blue. It's a great color to do that balancing act where you can have one base and move it into both of its constituent parts very, very easily based on what you're tinting it with. So, being a lot of fun. Great color.
the belly scales are dark golden brown mixed with some bone, glazed back down with some Dark Sea Ben, so that they're in shadow.
Nice.
All of them are like you can see a little bit of like the normal color of them right here, but it's mostly like in shadow.
Today was a good Thursday.
It wasn't it
I
though?
thought today was Friday.
It was a fantastic day.
That's unfortunate, but I mean, nice donut surprise. And then
Thank you.
Donut
again.
surprise.
Phantom
and then
of Truth.
Yes, thank you.
yeah,
Phantom of
and then
Truth.
everybody had lunch at the same time, which doesn't happen a lot. But everyone when it does, it's a nice time.
It's a nice little
It is
example
really
there.
fun when
Hanging
everybody
out.
has lunch at the same time.
We're gonna do some
Yeah, I
some
left.
magic.
I went to my desk. Too many people.
Great. It's fun times.
Yeah, they're done maybe.
Maybe.
What's that?
The belly scales on the snake.
I started early. I'm always the first one to take lunch. I want to make sure everyone has time to do it, so I just go first.
Yeah, unfortunately, the whole company can't go at the same time, except for days when we do our staff meeting.
Yeah.
Who's next week?
Yeah, it's next Thursday, right, babe?
Next Thursday.
Oh.
Sorry, I will send out calendar.
Good
reminders.
Thursday number 2.
Good Thursday.
we
number
like
2.
Thursdays.
I saw it on the main calendar.
It's on the
written
main calendar.
In
I'm bad. I need to just put it on the calendar as recurring every month.
Yeah.
I'm not good at doing that.
That's okay.
I will do that.
How many
How many
cons?
packages do we send a day? Oh my goodness.
A lot.
Depends on the day.
It does. Monday,
Monday,
couple hundred.
yeah, close to 200 probably, somewhere around there.
It's because all the weekend stuff
Yeah,
combined too.
Because
Right?
we
Yeah.
don't ship on the weekends, so when we come in on Monday, there's always a lot of orders.
Last week though was A little more than that. That was like 200 a day.
Well, when we have new releases,
Yeah.
way more than that.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
And it's actually it's kind of hard to say too, because on Monday this week they picked up, and then you guys all kept going, right? Oh, Jacob, you were doing it was Brennan. Yeah,
I think it was Brennan. Yeah.
it was Brennan. But they've
we had
been
more.
like continuing because we get our USPS pickup at like 11:30.
They've been kind of closer to like 12:30 lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I go to lunch at 11. And usually when I come back from lunch,
They're
they
gone.
still they haven't picked up.
Oh, they
yet.
haven't picked up yet.
I usually help them when I come back.
Yeah, both
Still.
UPS and USPS.
Yeah, UPS doesn't come till like 3.
I thought that would freak you out.
Not from us though, right? Killing Time Painting, because aren't you in Canada? Buy from someone in Canada.
Canada. Yeah.
Another paint and goop order.
Who do we have? We have
Yes.
paint and goop. We like goop. The goop is good.
Goop is
the
good.
goop is
We
good.
love the goop.
Goop is out of stock for a minute. It'll be back
It
probably
is.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gotta catch up.
I'm really liking this metal.
Yeah,
It looks really good.
really good.
Those satins are doing some nice work too.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
it's like
that
I've been
too.
trying to show that you shouldn't be fearful of satin because dark sea Ben is satin, but you see that satin, for us, judge it based on what we call matte, right?
Yeah.
Other people's matte would be like this, you
Good
know?
luck.
So you shouldn't be afraid of it. It works really, really well.
Duff will have some singles available
Soonish.
soonish.
Yeah.
Some what?
Single brushes.
Synthetic brushes.
Not the sets though. Those will be out for a bit. But
Yeah.
singles maybe next week sometime.
No, probably not
Wow.
till the beginning of September.
No. Okay.
I mean,
that's like
we
2 weeks.
might get lucky,
That's literally
but
2 weeks,
I,
yeah.
I would assume that with shipping time from Germany, probably beginning of September.
Oh no, I meant that with the just that we need to get some UC.
Yeah. The singles that we already have. Which means,
Yeah, because we have a few still.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Got email notifications
Okay.
on. Good luck. Ridiculous.
Duff, are you make sure you're signed up for the single sizes that you want to, not just the sets.
It's a compressor. I was wondering what that sound was. I was literally did not understand it.
I'm like, what on earth is that sound?
Well, it sounded like a jackhammer way off in the distance. So I was like, "Who's doing construction?" No, it's,
We are.
It's an air compressor.
Oh,
in the next room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. ADHD kicked in.
You were able to find a Sable 4 in the wild.
They're out there. There
There
are
are.
stores
Our
that have
dealers
them.
some of them have got lots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
some of them
stores.
ordered so
yeah,
many.
because when we had our brush restock, there were some stores that snatched up quite a few. So they're definitely out there. We don't know where,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so
for
you
those
start
of you with time
feverishly
to
calling
do a
your
little searching, you'll probably find some out there.
LGS.
I'm gonna put the store locator up for you, Killing Time Painting, because we have a lot more now.
Yeah. Many.
Oh, Old World had
Old
some.
World. So that's cool that you didn't have to like find it out on the internet. Did you just happen to be there and see it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people I know find them in like, even though there might be a game store close by them that carries our stuff, if they don't have brushes, they'll look and find them at a game store in another state or something.
Yeah.
A lot of places will ship, so.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're polite and kind and you ask nicely, a lot of those stores will be happy to accommodate your polite request.
You're gonna start getting emails
Yeah,
from our
Overworld's
stores
fun.
going.
I
You
like
told
going
them we'd
Overworld."
mail them what? Monument
We
Hobbies
don't-
told you what?
We don't do that.
We're not sending you our brushes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know how hard it is to get this stuff.
But I'm willing to pay. Doesn't matter.
Favorite model ever. Guy is a blast to paint. Go out and support Hit Point Press and buy this little owl out of existence.
They got it in a box and they
So
got STL.
Monument Hobbies sent you.
See, what we should do next, Jason, is get the STL file, and then we can print you the 1/10 version.
I don't want to paint anything bigger than this.
This is the
part
perfect.
that's making it so great is that every brushstroke has such a pronounced effect on this model because he's like
Yep.
the size of my thumbnail.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it cute. If he
Yeah.
were bigger, like Dreadnought size, I would just be like, this model's getting boring.
That's gonna take forever.
It's the fact that he's tiny, right?
Yep.
Because the whole story is that he's a drunken sailor curse-spewing carouser, but he looks like this. Yeah. The story.
Well, that's
That's his story.
That's
It's not
Jason's
that.
character.
It's not
If
the,
Jason were to play that character in a role
that is not the
game.
Hit Point
Yeah, I
Press
said
story.
that this has got to be my character in an RPG, Jacob. I will play Dungeons and Dragons if this gets to be my character, and he has to be like the worst foul-mouthed, bad attitude dude, because look at him, right? Everybody walks up to the party and thinks, oh, look at the cute guy, and he stabs him in the ankles.
with his letter opener.
Yeah, with his letter opener.
If we do a D&D
We have to
one
stream
shot,
it. Oh,
we would need to record it
we gotta
somehow.
record it. Please, can I play?
Either audio or video, but we gotta have something from it. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Bring Gambino out of retirement.
Oh, KCP, awesome. I'm glad that there's a store closer to you. Well, or at least
My
that
first D&D
you have a road
character
trip
is
that
from
maybe would be
Berserk.
fun.
I told you about it, exactly. It's very funny. Very chaotic neutral.
You snickering over there?
I'm making Jacob laugh. One of my favorite things to do.
Oh, that is a road trip, isn't it?
Edmonton? Oh man, no.
6-hour drive. Jeez.
That's nothing. Gabe and I did 25 in 2 days.
Overachievers.
No. Not even.
So good. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm so into painting my owl. Is that he gets the place of reverence. I'm going to build a shelf right here. Right in front of me. And the owl's going to go right there.
A nice little acrylic box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sits in.
With a light.
Yep.
Like a beam from God.
I like it.
Oh
You
yeah,
were just
paramedic,
loving
you're
that guy.
driving. That's just your daily work day. Well, probably more than that. Hours is like, yeah, nothing.
That's like I was gonna say that's like lumberjack Tim.
Yep. Driving for a living, basically.
So are you gonna put Cora's treadmill together right away when you get home today?
We're not taking it tonight. We're taking it tomorrow when Carter's going to bring his truck to take it back to the house.
Oh, okay.
And I'll build it over the weekend.
You guys, Jason bought our dog a treadmill.
It's a slat mill.
Do you
Yes.
think she'll
slap
like
him.
it?
I'm hoping that she's going to have a blast with it. She's probably going to hate it. No,
She'll be hated
I
at
think she'll
first.
like it. She loves running around.
She does like, well, yeah.
She doesn't play ball or anything like that.
doesn't-
So
no.
and
So she
with it
doesn't
being
get a
so
lot of-
hot, but I know that Jen is going to say she doesn't do it for her. But when I go outside with her and she stands on the ground, she lifts her feet up like, "Ow, it's burning, Dad." Jen thinks she's just acting for me.
She's totally faking it.
Yeah. So you like, Jacob's pulling up a picture. Yeah, you
Yeah.
connect their leash to that top bar, and then like it's dog powered, so it doesn't like have an engine or anything. It's just when the dog starts walking, the treadmill keeps going.
Yeah,
And then like if they run fast, it'll just keep up with them, but it slows down as they slow down.
it's so good.
So it's really
you need to
safe
make
for
sure
them,
you order your love sack before you start building it, though.
Before you put the.
Oh,
yeah,
he
you
will
gotta
order
the
it
love
tonight. I got a good reminder.
He says that Jordan says
has
he's got me. He's
written
gonna
out a
send me.
template.
Yeah,
side. What happened?
I'm gonna send him a reminder
yeah.
text tonight.
To get his love sack?
I'm gonna do it right in the middle of him playing Noida when he's about to die. He's gonna be like, "Ah, dang it, I died!" And he's gonna look at his phone
Oh.
and he's gonna see the reminder
Oh, then he's
text.
gonna resent the love sack.
No, he'll be
No, because
relieved.
most of my love sack sitting will be trying to watch YouTube videos on how to actually get good at Noida. Fucking Noida. I got noited a bunch of times last night, but I ended on a high note. I'm actually just got through the vault at full health and with a really good godlike wand again. And now I just have to go through the worst part of the deal to get to the boss.
You do it.
And beat the boss. But I'm going to beat the boss in the game. Not going to go any further. Swear to
Nice.
God. At least that's what I'm going to say tonight.
That is his
Yeah.
current intention.
I believe. Hey, you know
No
what, Jason?
plan survives
6
first contact.
bosses.
I
down,
believe you.
Going for a 5-orb next game plus run. Killed the main boss, did all of it. Got sheeped by a pixel of polymorphine and killed instantly.
Yeah, you're
by
saying
an
that's
exploding
what they did.
mushroom.
I don't want to say it, but that's.
I got noited. I deserved it. I should have
That's
gone
what you
into
get.
the game.
Wait, is Noida a
Love
verb?
Shack.
Did you say you
Noited,
got?
yeah. There are all these videos where you go getting noited, and it's exactly what happens to me. It's like, yeah, you get overconfident, you turn a corner, and you get dead by like a frog.
Get noited.
Okay, Jordan.
Yeah.
Avian has like
A great idea.
the best idea.
Best.
You have to send an audio memo, like a voice memo. Send it to Jason.
Love sack.
Singing to the tune of
Love sack.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Needs to happen.
Gabe over
It's
here
happening.
farting.
This is
What?
gonna happen.
It's a Gabe over here farting.
The question is, what time are you actually gonna be home?
Somebody farted.
Are you leaving right after this?
I heard something.
that I
Someone
don't
over
know.
here.
We're sitting
They're
in
both
leather
lying.
seats, Philip.
Enjoy your
Noises
experience.
Nope, it was a fart. He's hiding it now.
Jacob.
We end here at 5, and I'm going home not long after, so.
Christmas
Living
sushi
space.
says
Oh, at
Stop.
Living Spaces?
Christopher.
You can go pick one up today.
I will kill
Or was that
all
just
of
for
you.
the? Was that just for the song? Was that just
I
to
am
make
not
everyone
even
sing
lying.
that?
Death is very close at hand, people.
That was from Christmas Sushi, so
That was Chris,
that
yeah.
makes me really feel like it was just
He just
a
wanted
troll.
us to sing it.
That's exactly what it is.
He thinks distance can save him is the thing, but he's wrong.
Christopher, have you been on any tours lately?
Yeah, any tours? 3-hour tours, specifically?
Tours?
A 3-hour tour.
We get that. We get him back, Jason, for you.
Yep. Now he's gonna be.
He's going to sing that
Frustrated.
song. Yeah. The Gilligan's Island theme song.
We'll burn your home
Yes. It goes both ways.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Is that a thing?
Victory.
Did we just learn
Yes,
something?
you
Okay.
did. You
Yeah.
did. If you just say mention a tour or something like
Uh-huh.
that, you'll get the Gilligan's Island theme song stuck in his
Okay.
head. It's very fun. But just that part where they say 3-hour tour.
There's a love sack store in the mall by Adepticon. Y'all can just roll.
Oh,
in
there we
with your
go.
account.
Sounds
It
great.
might
It doesn't,
still
we have to
be
wait
it.
till April, though.
Scottsdale Fashion
Like,
Square.
hey, you mind if we just sit down here and we'll
Paint.
paint?
There's
a
a
great-
whole lot of life happening between
That's a great
now
video right
and
there.
Adepticon.
Somebody
That would
painting
be.
just laying in a giant beanbag.
I would do that, honestly. Like, just
Sounds great.
my arms, like, in. Yeah. Yeah, I'd totally paint laying down. But I didn't think I'd get paint all over myself.
You probably would.
I know I would.
Yeah.
I get paint on
Try to
myself painting
balance the
normally, let alone trying
Paint
to lay
jars on
down.
Chad, I want you to know that what you're seeing right now is pretty much how a day at Monument Hobbies goes.
Yeah, this is normal.
Yeah.
This is
This is nothing.
This is very.
there is no
normal.
show being put on for you right now. This is just how we are.
There is a love sack at the Biltmore Fashion Park,
What?
right down the street.
We were gonna ask for permission to take
Yes.
over. Didn't expect that.
Can I
So
just
you
go
don't
get
have
one?
to. You don't have to order it online. You can actually go buy one.
Oh, you don't even have to wait. You
I don't
just
know if
go
it'll
get
fit
one.
in your car.
What are you talking
Will.
about?
No, they're huge.
They have very
Well,
large
no,
vehicles.
We're not getting like the couch size. I don't think.
I
don't-
Just like,
I don't know if
you
you
know,
Speak for
understand.
Jason.
I don't know what
I don't
I'm
actually know
saying.
what we're
When
getting.
you're
but-
ready. We understand.
I think like
They'll
classic love sack is probably the size of these two armchairs put together.
Seriously?
Like full,
I mean, that
like
would fit in
footprint,
but
your
it's
like
truck.
beanbag,
size.
so you just shove.
One of them?
You just
I
shove
thought
it.
Yeah.
it was like this.
No, like two.
2 of them, yeah.
I'm saying two of these.
It'll fit in that.
DoorDash.
space.
That's
One of
true.
them is 2
Just
of these.
DoorDash
they're
one.
No way.
They're
That's Tim.
enormous.
They don't make like a single one for like one person.
They might. but,
DoorDash
like,
will probably bring
DoorDash
one.
will bring it. So a few weeks ago,
Instacart.
Carter did the Costco order from Instacart,
Uh-huh.
and the guy that delivered. Were you right there, Phil? Or you guys might have been gone. Maybe
Which
it was
time?
Christian. This guy was like, he thought it was like the world was going to end for him. He was, every time he brought in like a thing of soda or water, he was like, oh. He kept stopping and like stretching his back out
How
because he
old
had
was
multiple
he?
trips. And he had. Do you guys remember this delivery a couple weeks ago?
I
Were
was
any
not-
of you?
I
I,
did not.
can't
No.
remember.
This
If
might
you
have been
might have
because
been
you guys got
gone.
a delivery.
I think we
at
were
Gen
gone.
Con, yeah.
But it was just like we kept filling up carts, the mail
the
carts.
black cards, yeah.
Is so many carts, and it was in a Prius.
Oh my gosh.
He had all this stuff shoved in the back of his Prius.
Like an old Prius, like not one of the new ones.
Yeah, I don't.
Bye, killing time.
But
Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
Jimmy,
Have a
man.
good dinner.
it was hilarious
pineapple
that he
pizza.
was like,
It's not a pizza.
I love that.
because he came in, he's like,
Good
is
mango
Carter
on
here?
pizza?
I'm like, no, Carter's not here right now, and it's like, well, I have an Instacart delivery. I'm like, oh yeah, it's our Costco stuff, and he's like, yeah, and then he just started bringing stuff in, and like complained the entire. He's like, this is a lot of stuff. You guys got a lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah, there's like 14 of us here, so.
Don't they have to like accept the orders too, like as an Instacart
Yeah,
driver?
like,
Like
you-
you saw it before he said
No,
yes.
You know-
they don't actually get to see what's in the order.
Oh really?
Well, no,
They
but
just-
it'll tell him how many, like the number of items in the order, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
There's no way.
Interesting.
How would they like? I accept
Well,
an order.
here's the thing though.
It has to be because you have to know
Oh,
to fit in your car.
My car,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
How would it fit in your car? Like,
And
oh,
here's
I
the
was
thing,
It's
too.
Costco.
true.
Nothing's small.
Yeah, that's
like
what I was just
Costco.
gonna say. Is like if
Yeah.
you don't want to carry big stuff, don't pick up a Costco job.
wonder
because
if-
there's nothing small there.
I wonder if he was more just like, oh, there's people here. Maybe if I make enough noise, then
Yeah,
they'll
They'll
help.
come
probably
help
wanted
me?
help.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like
No,
no,
it's
it
not
was
working.
pretty
We have
much
jobs.
just me, and I
Yeah.
I really do think Christian was there with his broken hand. So
yeah, but his hand was
you know.
broken.
yeah.
We both
I
were
can just
helpless.
see Christian being there, being like,
yeah, I can't help.
Sorry.
it. Sorry.
I'd love to help you, but I can't.
Oh, KTP's having ham and pineapple pizza.
That's not pizza.
Could be.
It is.
No.
Have you had mangoes on pizza? I was just telling Jacob
according
this.
to Jason, it is in fact flatbread.
Flatbread.
What, even with marinara sauce and cheese?
Yeah, marinara sauce,
Yes.
cheese, pineapple.
It's pizza.
The
Pizza.
flatbread. It's actually just terrible, to be honest.
It's delicious.
Debatable. I'm unfortunately team Jen here.
It's okay to be wrong
I
sometimes.
actually want to see if there is a smaller size love sack or if they're
I
about to
cannot stand
invest
pineapple
in
on
a-
pizza.
bed size.
Cannot do it.
Oh, Jacob wasn't
in
here for
general,
the
I
love
don't really
sack
like the flavor
conversation.
of pineapple. To be
No.
It's a chair. It's
just
like a big
no.
beanbag
Not
chair that
anything.
Jason wants to get for watching YouTube at home. Yeah. Well, for
In
his,
my
for his
office.
office. I was saying
We have a
should
nice
get
couch,
him like
but
a.
Jen's always watching horrible television on it, so I can't go out and watch my shows out there. So I
Can't
watch
watch Noida.
YouTube in my office. But my office chair is only comfortable for so long when you're trying to relax and watch.
Yeah.
You end up slouching and sliding down in it so far that then
And then
your
you
neck
get
hurts.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, when you're computering, it's perfect. But
I'm just jealous of the couches that we have here. The couches that we have here are amazing.
they're pretty good. Those are the old house.
They were our old
Yeah,
couches.
I'd throw out
so-
my couch at home and steal those.
No, the people like napping in those couches too much.
Yeah, I know.
I started a trend that is now on.
I love seeing Madison all curled up on the love
Everybody
seat.
knows, yeah, there's a lot of
Like in
napping
the
that
fetal
goes on.
position, just like dead asleep.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a cat.
Yeah.
Just like curled up.
Yeah.
asleep.
Oh gosh, that's her character. If we ever get to make
The
a
cat.
character for Madison,
Yeah.
she's like a cat curled up on the couch.
You looking at magic cards? Nothing. Just judging you.
I suppose specifically Maddie 1, not Maddie 2.
Yeah, there's two
'Cause
Maddies
there are
now.
2 Maddies now.
I know.
Yeah.
I asked Maddie like Maddie 1 how they normally differentiate because they're,
Oh, yeah.
they're friends like
They're best
live
friends.
together.
They
They
live
live
together now.
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
how do like their friends differentiate? Like, oh, normally they call me Madison and her Maddie. I was like, well, that doesn't work because we already know you as Maddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we can't flip it because then it's more confusing for them.
Yeah.
So I say new Maddie, old Maddie.
New manual.
New Maddie, old Maddie.
Yeah.
Maddie 1, Maddie 2.
Maddie 1, Maddie 2.
Dog.
Maddie 1 earns.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wonder what the
that's
dog will
seniority.
do with the love sack.
Is Cora gonna claim your love sack?
She
She will.
she loves his pillow, which is the
The bead one.
Yeah,
bead,
the-
Like buckwheat.
like
buckwheat. That's what it
yeah.
was. I was like, I almost said like beans. I thought we were talking about
She
bean
loves that
bags.
thing, and
It's a bean
Your
bag.
dog is gonna abscond.
she
with
loves
that
it
love
so much
sack.
that I was trying to see if they made dog beds out of it because
here's the
she
thing.
loved that pillow.
You could
The
probably.
love sack's so big that you both would fit on it.
Do they make single? You were looking it up. Do they make smaller ones?
They're smaller than they used to be, but they have one size, and it's larger than one of these chairs.
Yikes.
That's fine.
Not height wise, but like footprint wise.
But I mean, but it's beans. You could stuff it in a car. You could, you know.
You probably
You can get it. They'd fit in there. It'd fit
Yeah,
in the Subaru.
Unless it came in a box.
Oh, they're even better.
Oh yeah, it probably
That's
comes
true
in
if
like a
it's-
vacuum seal box.
Yeah.
Yes, they break down
And then you
fill
just have to let it
Yeah.
expand.
Yeah, they're comfy though.
Are you excited about this love sack?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, it was my idea. Yes.
This
isn't being forced upon
Sit in
me.
it at your desk.
Huh?
Are you gonna sit in it at your desk?
I have an enormous monitor set up at home.
Okay.
So I'm gonna set it back from the desk about 5 feet,
Okay.
and then just do the big.
Oh,
Just watch.
you know what you should get? I got one for my birthday. It's called a Couch Master,
Thing's
and
hilarious.
it's
hilarious.
two memory foam pillows that go next to you,
Uh-huh.
and then like this plastic
It's a tabletop, basically.
tabletop that you put on there, and then it's got all these USB ports built into it, and it's one cable that's both HDMI and USB that goes to your computer, and you can sit wherever you want with your Couch Master.
You turn your TV into like your.
So I turn my
computer
TV into
monitor,
my
yeah.
computer, but like it's comfortable and big enough to where it's not like a weird angle you're
Witchcraft.
sitting
It's
at.
witchcraft that Couch Master is.
It's
I'm
great.
Googling.
It's great. I was playing competitive games on it.
Yeah, you played Overwatch with us for a while. We could it sounded like he was like shouting from across the room.
No, I had the mic right there.
I know, but I like to imagine.
It didn't sound like that.
That's what I heard.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
seriously, come on.
This
Why
is-
get
Let
up?
go of the
I'm trying to
joke,
sell this
Gabe.
thing. I've used it.
You
I've had
can
it.
let it go.
You're trying to sell it?
No, not sell it. I'm trying to
Oh.
sell the idea of it.
Oh, okay.
You can
Got
get it on Amazon.
You can.
You can't.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Because then he can have his keyboard and his mouse there and change his YouTube videos without having to get up.
Have it by Tuesday if you order within 7 hours and 5 minutes.
I need
Yeah,
to
we're
look
just-
at it.
We're now not even
Yeah.
spending. Gabe's not even spending
Hold up on
the
the
company
screen.
money anymore.
He's now just
spending
spending
Jason's
Jason's
personal money.
Yeah, hold
He's
up on the
like-
screen. Yeah, everyone gets a Couch Master.
Gabe's just really
Everyone
good at
gets one.
spending other people's money.
He really is. He's like the.
Not even-
pro.
doesn't even have to be
You
a
know what
business
we need
expense
to
now.
do? There's this thing. I'm
Hey.
gonna get you a list of it, and it's like
You know what, though?
$8,000 later.
You could probably fit a go bag on it.
You probably could sit at your desk.
You could sit
In
in your love sack
and
watching
have the
YouTube
Evo.
and paint. Come on, guys.
Oh, so this is an addition to the love sack.
Yeah.
it's a
This is-
Couch
you would
Master.
you would
Oh
sit in
my
the love
gosh.
sack and then put the Couch Master because it goes
Yeah.
like
It's,
the
it's like a TV
over-
tray.
It's a TV tray.
I thought
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
was
but
a
it's got a bunch
replacement
of-
for the love sack. This is in addition.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
an
no,
addition.
this is an
That's what I'm saying.
accessory.
Spending all my money.
Oh
The
my
thing that makes the
gosh.
Couch
I don't
Master
even get paid,
special
so I don't know where this
Yeah,
money's
is the
coming
one
from.
cable.
Is-
Jen
is
doesn't
the
know
one
yet, but
cable.
She's
One
buying me
cable.
a
We,
love
no,
sack. So.
we
It's the 140-foot
we
cable.
got a house to sell. We need to
We have a house to
not
sell.
be buying millions of dollars.
You were trying to
worth of-
sell a house, not trying to buy anything, and all of a sudden it's like $8,000 later.
Yeah.
Jason has the
Jason
command
has-
Wait,
center.
Let me
have
buy a
any
love
money.
sack.
A theater room.
Got this amazing command
Yeah.
center in there.
Jason's got a theater
Never
room
want to
for
leave
one.
the house.
Yeah, for one.
How come we haven't seen Jason at the office or on stream for a while? Well, there's
Well,
this
He's
love
in the
sack.
love
You
You guys
know-
seen the movie
Couch Master.
Idiocracy? That. Just sitting on his couch. Doesn't have to get up.
Do you see Jason has fused to his beanbag chair?
I see what you did there.
Oh, wow,
The only way he
that's-
could
that's
come to
cute.
the office is if the love sack comes with it.
Carter would need the forklift.
Carter, get the truck.
What are you showing me?
We start looking at like, how can I replace my car seat with
Why
a
are you
love
spending
sack?
$12,000 on magic?
Putting everything is love sack. now.
Everything is love. All chairs are love sack.
Yep.
That's
Which
a real.
love sack makes couches
That's how much
now,
it would
and
cost
I really
if you were
want
buying
one.
real ones. Got it. Okay, I understand now.
Oh my gosh.
Panic bomb. I need a paint master.
Paint master, couch master, paint master.
Yeah.
The other day when we
The
said
Evo
we were
bag.
getting
We
closer
sell
to
it.
Wally, we're almost there.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The love sack will take you there.
Yep.
What's lame?
Why are you looking at a $12,000 magic tech?
Because he's getting proxies.
Doing the proxies.
Alright.
Mike, I keep bumping it.
I told everybody in the office I would pay for shipping for this proxy order for commander cards. So if they ever wanted to play, so now we got like 8 million commander decks
Yeah.
that we're proxying. It's like $5 million worth of Magic cards for like $100.
I'm very excited. There's a couple, even like a couple people who normally don't play those types of games are excited to try it.
Yeah.
Shelby's really interested.
I mean, Maddie too was learning how to play the Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
On lunch
From Ruben.
from Ruben.
They seem to be getting along really good, which is great.
Yeah.
They seem to be, they
Yeah.
seem to work really well together.
Two little peas in a pod.
Monument Evo version 2. It's a ghost sack.
A ghost sack.
Sea and painting station.
Good old Joe Sack.
The Monument Ghost Sack.
Monument ghost sack where you go nowhere.
You go nowhere.
It's for painting at home.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
It sounds like it's gonna have to have like a bedpan built into it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
I
that
mean-
commercial.
It comes with a microwave and an oven. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
You realize that we're gonna have to start shipping his love sack to conventions now.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
making
Baron Harkonnen from now on.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a
yes,
10 by
please.
10 addition to the booth.
Bye, Jade. Thanks for hanging out with
Jade.
us.
See ya,
Bye.
Jade.
Bye.
3 a.m.
The man there went. Oh, that's right. I had to go feed my dog too.
That doesn't sound fun.
At 3 a.m. Oh my goodness.
Take care.
Have a good weekend.
We'll
My little
see
guy.
you
My little stinky
soon.
fella.
We're almost at quitting time here. I just am loving
Please
this.
stop digging.
It's so cute.
I'm just loving this.
So fun. Jason, do you normally
Lord,
enjoy
yeah.
painting models of that size?
You know, I normally don't think about it. I think is the way to say it. You know, if a model's cool, it's cool. I've been painting a lot of larger scale ones because I really like,
No,
you know,
see.
larger
No,
scale
see.
detail, you know, if I'm going to go all out on a model. You know, but this little guy, it's the cuteness. Like I said, it's something that I don't normally even think about, you know, and I'm generally turned off by cute models. I leave that to Jen. But yeah, when I saw the poster, you know how I reacted to it at Gen Con.
Yeah.
I was like, if this guy has a model, I'm buying it. Because that's amazing.
And then Gabe found.
I remember
models.
showing you. I was like, "Look at this, the models I got," and I was actually really expecting you to not
Like,
in,
these
a,
are
not in a
dumb.
bad way, but just be like, "Oh, those are pretty cool." You know, not like the reaction you gave me. Where you're like, "Where?"
Holy hell,
Where
you
did you get
bastard,
that?
I'm going to have to buy things.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I said.
you're like, "You ass! I have to go spend
I'm
money
gonna spend
now."
money. I wasn't gonna spend money here.
Oh, and it was like $15. They're not even
And
expensive.
there's like 6 models
No,
in that
they're
box.
great.
They're like Reaper
Hit point
miniatures
price.
prices.
Yeah,
And he's just
great
super
miniatures.
cute.
$15 for all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Maybe
like,
it's 20.
that's
I don't
like
know, it's super
free.
cheap.
Still,
Yeah.
It was
was worth
really
it.
cheap for models.
yeah.
Super
Lumberjack
cheap.
Jim.
Gabe even got a free bag.
It is. It's the
Or
longest
a
I've seen
free
in a long time.
free book.
Yes. Yeah. I kept coming up to their booth being like, I bought the models and then I was like, I wonder if they have more that they didn't bring. And I got on their website and saw that they had like an adventuring book that goes along with all of them for D&D, and then another box of models that I was like, these are sick. I want them. And when I asked them, they didn't have the models. I was like, oh well, you have the book. He's like, here, I've got one that's damaged. I was like, great. And he just gave it to me.
Free book.
Very nice of them. It's very, very cool.
They're nice guys.
Yeah,
They're super cool.
yeah. There's a lot. I noticed it was really cool. A lot of the booths are really, really nice, and you'd like run into them later in the convention, and they're like, oh hey, how's it going? How's
How's the show
how's the
treating
show
you?
going? It's just cool.
Yeah.
It was a really fun experience to like interact with other. Like,
I
they're just,
think-
everyone's so friendly.
That's one of the things about our industry is, as a whole, generally it's a bunch of very nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are obviously some.
There's mean people everywhere.
Don't
Yeah.
talk about me while I'm here. I swear to God.
What do you?
Well, what do we want
whatever
to
do
talk
you
about now,
mean,
guys?
Jason?
I
Yeah.
swear
Well, I
to
guess that
God.
conversation's
We gotta
over.
change the conversation now.
I swear to God.
Lumberjack said, "This is the most I've seen Fuse paint without putting the model down in a long time."
Very true.
No, I feel like what's fun about models like that, right, is normally, at least lately, when you paint a model that size, you're usually doing 10 or 20 of them because it's for like an army, right?
Yeah.
But it's nice to have, you're painting one and it's like the hero, right? Like this is your character.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I saw it, I was like, if there was a model for that, I'd paint the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, and they had the big statue over there, and I was like, I'm not interested in that. And he was like, STL, and I go, maybe a little bit bigger would be cool. But then I kept staring at it in the box, and it's the size that makes the model in this case. It is the fact that because in scale with other adventurers, he's going to be exactly what I want him to be. He's going to be
Tiny.
this squat, little, angry
Yep.
owl that looks like it's a plushie for like a 5-year-old, you know?
I
And I
bet they
can
would
just
kill it.
imagine him being that, you know, that cantankerous bastard
Yep.
that everybody wants to be nice to, and he's just sick of people being around him in general.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they made plushies of this?
Oh, they probably do.
They do.
They have
yeah,
that big
they
like
have 'em.
3-foot.
Oh, they
statue.
do?
They have them. Yeah. They Christopher's D&D character is Little Johnny in the Wall.
So funny.
Oh,
It is
that's right.
Half a halfling, and then this like 60-foot wall. So his model is just
It's a Christopher thing.
this like
Oh
wall
my gosh.
with arms and legs, and then a
Chris.
super tiny little guy sitting at his feet.
Very funny.
A 50-foot wall.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Little
to
Johnny in the wall.
Jacob's texting. I'm trying to ruin it. The chair. Not working. I tried.
Just take his phone from him. Throw it.
Well, it's 5 o'clock.
It is 5 o'clock.
I need to go feed my dog, so I'm a bounce.
My name is Phil Dixon. I quit.
My name is Gabe Fisher.
I'm going to go quit the spot.
I
I
quit.
got enough of the armor done to get a feel for how he's going to look.
Yeah.
I need to
That
do
looks
some,
really cool.
It looks so good.
Need to do some soul searching on where next to take this miniature.
Ah,
Whoa.
Sorry.
widescreen.
Hey.
Sorry. I got stuff to do.
Just gotta get back to work.
Little Johnny can get himself into trouble.
Little
Little Johnny in
Alright.
the wall.
I think these scales are pretty much done.
It looks great.
El Snakerino.
Scale gel, you finally broke out.
Yeah. Yeah. There might be a little bit that I have to do like here.
Don't QA it.
So
Yeah,
cute.
Make sure you
got
got
You missed
everything.
one.
Yeah, you want
got
to come
everything.
count the scales, Gabe?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, come on over here.
1 scale, 2 scale, red scale, blue scale.
Red scale, blue scale.
It looks so good, though.
It looks
Jordan's
really
killing
good.
it.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much, as always, for hanging out, watching some paint dry with us. I have been buried deep inside of the experience.
Hey.
My 1-inch,
Whoa.
my 1-inch tall owl.
Jen's is like, whoa.
What I do?
Just continue.
Keep going. Outro, please.
Great.
It's fine.
Don't worry
You're
about
doing
it.
great.
What am I, in a room of teenagers that just learned the F word? What's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yes.
Jen started it,
Of
not
course I
us.
am. Of course I am.
Welcome to the company that you run.
Of course I
This
am.
got rough
This is
quick.
welcome to Monument Hobbies, where everything is a dick joke. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in.
There's 6 people in here, and one of them can't even drink. So,
Jacob.
Baby.
I'm a little baby boy.
If you have enjoyed even a little bit of what you've seen today, this happens 5 times a week, and no, the cops have not stopped us yet.
Yes.
So feel free to join us Monday,
'Cause
Wednesday,
they're-
and Friday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time here in the U.S. Tuesdays and Thursdays, like today, we do the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. slot. We'd love to see you back here. Moreover, though, make sure you join all of the links that Jen just kicked up into chat there. The store for all of your Monument Hobbies products. You see his paint, brushes, all the stuff that we use. Give us a shot next time you're buying products. And the Discord, we have tons and tons of great artists just like you guys that can give you great inspiration, sit around and listen to poor jokes, and have a general good time. So we'd love to see you back here at any and all of those. Make sure to stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid, so show love in the chat we end up in. And we'd love to see you back here tomorrow. It would be 12 noon. Yeah, 12 noon on Friday. I am
12
not here
noon.
tomorrow, so you'll be Jordan solo.
Jordan
So
solo.
I will say have a happy weekend, everyone, and I will catch you on the flip side. But we would still love to see you back. So thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we're out.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.